time, he's in the mood.
He can fly real high with his jetpack on.
With his pistols out, he's one tough con.
He'll make you smile when places do.
But gremlins beware, cause he's after you. Finally, he's here for you. It's the last member of the DK crew.
This Kong's so strong, it isn't funny. Can make a gremlin cry out for mommy.
Can pick up a boulder with relative ease. Makes crushing rocks seem such a breeze. He may move slow, he can't jump high, but this Kong's one hell of a guy.
Come on, Cranky, take it to the fridge.
Walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells, grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells. Oh yeah, walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells, grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells. Oh yeah, walnuts, peanuts, pineapple
Hey dudes, hang on. Let me just change things here. One sec, dudes. Oh good, we're here.
Oh my.
Bro, I just walked in, Bunny. What the hell? And I did see your badge. I was actually looking at that and I got distracted for a split second and forgot to change scenes here. So, that was on me. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind. So here we are. This is How am I supposed to say? What am I saving here, Bunny? What am I saving? Anyway, Kouri, you look so handsome. Thank you, Teddy. But I digress. I got distracted again, as I always do on this channel. I get distracted by everything. Everything. Bunny could send like one goofy-ass emote right now and I'd be distracted for at least 2 seconds. Minimum. Like 30 minutes maximum. But no more than that, because that's ridiculous. Anyway, we have the tier list to go through. This is promised last weekend, but as you might have known... You know, that was faster than I expected to be. Yes, there is a glasses toggle. And yes, you can also take them off. Although I don't know why you would. You don't get a jingle if you take them off, only if you put them on. I had to set that up too. And yeah, so I'm getting distracted by chat. Anyway, I'm trying to say is that we were supposed to do this last weekend, but obviously as you...
Fine, I guess you are my little pod champ. Come here.
Okay, thank you. But I was trying to say that we were supposed to do this last weekend, but as you all know, that internet thing happened, and the people on YouTube are not going to have any idea what the hell I'm talking about. That's fine. The TLDR of it is, bad internet shit happened, and we had to postpone plans for a week. It sucked. And so here we are with the tier list I promised every year, as of whatever I just said. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. That was the Teddy one, I think. You pulled the Teddy okay. We're just celebrating the updates, man. Yeah, you are. And the discounts. The new prices are lowered. We slashed those prices. And to celebrate the new look, I'm sawing this price in half. But yeah, we'll go ahead and move on and change scenes. Let me just go ahead and set everything up. Obviously, we're going to be doing the discussion thing in the call for all the VIPs and mods. And as before last year, we obviously have the 3 rules to follow. We don't talk about unnecessary shit. We're only talking about the game reviews. And number 2, we're trying to argue without using nostalgia as some sort of argument buffer. So you better be prepared to actually argue your case for these things if you actually care to. And number 3... what was number 3 again? Oh yeah, no fighting. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Oh, and number 4 is use a coaster. I'm not having these rings all over my table. Otherwise, I'm going to call Megas in here. Anyway, let's go ahead and change gears. I'm going to go ahead and keep the music up, and we're going to go ahead and open up the call in a second. Let me just change scenes here, and we'll get started on that. 1 second. But yeah, we'll keep up the music. I'll just keep it kind of low. There we go. Anyway, let me go ahead and swap scenes, just a sec. But when I was a young boy, my father took me to the city to see a marching band, and that's why DK sucks. That was the weirdest yet most comical argument thing I think I've ever read in my life. Alright, let's actually get to this. Hopefully everything's working just fine. Anyway, I'm not really too big on how to work with, I don't really put a lot of stock with it when it comes to setting up the chat window like so. So we're just gonna have to make do with this for right now since it works. So if there's anything coming up above, like, you know, the stupid ad notifications bullshit, we'll just have to deal. I'm not gonna go out of my way to set up a whole bunch of extra shit for something that we do once a year and nothing more. That's kind of like... It's kind of like buying the tuxedo at a wedding rather than just renting it. You know, there's no point. Especially if I want to get married only once. Look at all them games. That's right, we got 41 games here. Games. Time to get serious with the tier list. Yeah, it's time to get serious with the tier list. Let me just go ahead and swap over here and we'll enter the call, as Numbers has been sitting here for like 20-something minutes. Or was. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. There I am. So... The hell? All right. Let me turn off mic first. Okay, never mind. That won't work that way. Gardic Phone. Dark Souls, easy S tier. Just kidding. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started on that. So let me go ahead and, yeah. Alright. We're gonna start with Shadow the Colossus. Because, yeah, Numbers is obviously laughing in the background. I don't know, wait, are you just far away from the mic, or...
I hope I'm not.
Oh, hold on. You're on the wrong speakers. That's my fault.
Whoops.
Wait, one sec. Don't mess with anything. Let me fix something here.
I'm not moving.
Hold on. This is what happens when I have to do so many interviews and I have to keep swapping my my output. Let me go ahead and fucking
That
hell.
feels.
Hold on. Of course, we had to start with audio problems right away because of the fact that...
Oh, come on, not again.
One sec. I'm just trying to fix something. Give me a second. Found it. That should work. Try it again.
Okay, can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yep, you're good. We're green here. We were platinum. Fantastic. Welcome to the Thunderdome. Yeah, so... As we all know, I'm still looking for work, and when you have to look for work, you can't use your big Yeti microphone in your face, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to do an interview, so I have to swap speakers, so I have to swap over to my computer speakers. So, that's why you were coming out weird. But you're good now. You're good. Echo fixed. Yeah, we fixed the echo. Sorry about that. Wouldn't be a stream without some sort of tech issues. And the tech issues today are audio-based, as usual.
Again.
They always are. So we're gonna start with Shadow the Colossus. I'd ask Tito what he thinks, but I think Tito is probably still in bed or something, so we're just gonna go ahead and just wait until he comes back. Now, personally, I have to say, Shadow the Colossus, I see why a lot of people love this game. This was a fantastic game to play through. I don't know who was here for that. I know Tito had to, like, hold my hand through some of it. Because the game was like, Kouri, you have to do the thing. Okay, but how do I do the thing? I don't know. And then Tito says, you have to do this. Oh, thank you, Tito. I'm glad you're here. It was a good game, but easy to get lost. It was, but you could say the same about, like, Ocarina of Time if you've never played it before, and that still got an S tier. Now, it's got, yeah, Bunny, you were there for some of it, but I remember that I streamed late, and that was a weeknight stream, so you might have been in bed for most of that. But, the thing is the fact that I just really found that, maybe I should turn the Streamlabs things off for the day. It would just, whatever, I don't want to fuck with that today. But the thing is, the music was good, and, well, actually, it was fantastic. The music is fantastic. I added it to the playlist. It's so damn good. That final fight with Malice or whatever its name was definitely a pain in the ass, but then I just went beast mode and killed it in like 15 minutes. It took 2 hours, and then the game froze after I spent 2 hours frustrating myself with it. And then Zydrate's like, maybe we should take a break. And I said, no, I'm going to murder this man. And then I murdered him in 15 minutes. He's like, Kouri, hold on, let's talk this out. No, you must die. I need the credits. I must go to bed now. Only one of us is dying tonight, and the other one's gonna go to sleep in his big bed, so that's gonna be me, nerd. So I won. But after I beat the game... Yeah, to climb the monster and stab him. Yeah, and it was fun because all of them had their own little puzzle thing. It was just a really good game that, after I beat it, I was like, Tito, should I play this a second time? And Tito said, no. And I said, fine, we just won't play it a second time. But when a game makes me want to play it again, that gets an S as far as I'm concerned. First S for Shadow the Colossus right there. Unless somebody can say otherwise. But I don't think you could really argue a case against Shadow the Colossus. And now here's something fitting. Mega Man X. I'm going to be dumb if I don't put Mega Man X in S tier for myself. This is my childhood right here, but putting nostalgia aside, let's go ahead and focus on it. We got a really good game here that doesn't feel like it's too clusterfucked with items. Every item serves a purpose. Unlike the sequels, especially 3, where it's like they give you those 4 robot suits that you almost never use, this one doesn't feel like it's too clusterfucked with things. You don't have to worry about any like missed content. It's pretty easy to 100%. Except for the Sigma fight. And it's pretty good to do a Buster Run only, an X-Buster Run only mode for, except for the Sigma fight. So otherwise it's a really good game with a damn good soundtrack. The best of the series, in my opinion. What's that?
Always. I always thought Mega Man X3 was my favorite, too.
I mean,
although,
I
have to say, for in X3, that one stage where you're like going up those where you're like jumping up on those walls that are coming close.
Yeah.
To be honest, I hated that, and I still do.
Was that in X3 or X2? Because I think X2 had those.
Yeah, in X3 too, and I hated those.
Yeah, I don't like those either.
Thanks to X5, I got used to it.
Well, I'll find out about X5 when we get to X5 eventually. But right now, I don't really have any of the other X games after the first 3. But as far as I'm concerned, X1 did not feel like it had too much padding, and it didn't have any... Because if you remember correctly, like when I played X2 with those Maverick Hunter, or the X Hunters...
Yeah, versus X Hunters, yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't beat one of them on the stage, then they just disappear forever, and you're just locked out the good ending with 0. And I'm like, well, that sucks, but Mega Man X doesn't have any of that. So it's like, you know, that kind of plays into factors here. So when I think about X2, as much as I love it, I don't know if it's necessarily on the same level as the first game. But it's still really good. I really do like X2, but I don't know if I have it as much as X1. I'm kind of torn between A and S. I might put it in A, personally.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
But I'll be honest with you, X3 is probably my least favorite of the first trilogy. I feel like they progressively got worse for me because X3 just had way too many extra items that it didn't need, and a lot of the music sounds very similar to one another. I dare say, and this might seem rude, I don't care, it sounds like it's got a Nickelback soundtrack, because half the songs sound so similar, like Toxic Seahorse, Volt Catfish, and Tunnel Rhino, and they all sound so similar, and Neon Tiger as well. And I'm thinking, I can barely make out the differences between your songs. You guys sound almost exactly the same.
Yeah, and for X2, Flame Stag Stage was a pain in the neck for me.
Yeah.
Every time when I tried to do the stage, I couldn't get through. So what did I have to do? I had to put in a password to make sure that stage would stay down.
Yeah, Flame Stag gave me a little trouble too, but I like that it was different as far as the arena. It wasn't just like singular box room. It was more like, okay, he's doing a Sigma Mega Man X1 wall jumping thing, so you just have to beat him. And I was like, that's fine. At least it's something different. I mean, Wheelgator also had something different too, but...
Oh, I love his stage. His music soundtrack rocks.
Yeah, Wheelgator is a good stage, but personally, I just find like X3... I don't know if I'd put it in B tier, but I don't know if I can really justify it any higher than X2. I feel like it's the weakest for me. The music is... Sorry?
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say that the music just seems too samey for a lot of the stages, and there's just a lot of extra, like, the rideable vehicles. You get them, and then you use them for the entirety of 10 seconds to break down one wall, and that's it. It just seems like it was just a bunch of excess nothingness. Anyway, you were saying?
Try telling that to a plush. You always just likes to flap in my face. Seriously.
Well, that's all the X's we had for last year, so I gotta get to X4 eventually, but right now I'm not trying to buy any new games until I get myself employment again, so that comes first. But, let's see. What's up?
Know how that feels.
Yeah.
But to be honest, my workplace is actually doing pretty well, though. I mean, we're getting new people in to train to do some shoes while I'm away, but they still don't know how to clean up my space when I'm gone.
Yeah, but right now we gotta focus on the games, otherwise I will get distracted and we will start talking about workplace stuff, because that will happen to me. And you know, you remember last year, Numbers, this went on for almost like 4 hours, so I don't want to be doing this all day because I gotta call my mom later and do store stuff. So, yeah. So let's go with Uniracers next. Uniracers.
Ooh.
Now, I love this. Yeah, employment, huh? Exactly, Bunny. Now, I love Uniracers personally. I don't think it's necessarily S tier. I feel like it needs more content. I would be happy putting it in A tier, probably slightly above Mega Man X2, because I really, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to put it below X2. I don't think it's better than X2 for me, but I do prefer playing that over X3. Uniracers was just a lot of fun. It's got, I mean, the tracks you have to do like 3 times with every character, with every,
3?
Yeah, 3. So it gets a little redundant. Yeah, you don't remember this game?
I do remember watching you play this.
I think...
I can having fun.
I can't... I think that was that... No, that wasn't 4th of July. That was Metal Gear Rising. This was, I think, late... Memorial Day, I think. May. I think I played that one. Yeah, it was Memorial Day. But that was a while back. But yeah, that was late May, Bunny. You might not have been there. I don't remember. I remember we got raided by Lenoki. And, yeah, I just remember playing the crap out of this game. It was a lot of fun. But I feel like, and I did a Kouri Views video on this last year, but I really feel like this game does require more stuff. Yeah, that was ages ago. That's fair. But you remember Shadow of the Colossus, and that was even longer back. So, go figure. But I digress. The point is the fact that I think that Uniracers, it got a little redundant when you have to race everything 3 times like it's Diddy Kong Racing. You have to beat bronze, then silver, then gold. And you have to do that with 8 different things just to beat the game, and then you have to do the anti-uni, and he's a cheating piece of shit who literally inverts your controls and messes with your stuff. So, but it's a good game. It's just, I don't think it's S-tier material. What's up?
Wow, that's really something. So you have to get like bronze, silver, gold. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 8 times over. Also, I'm not echoing anybody in chat, right? Like, I want to make sure that my mic is not doubling up with the Discord.
You're an echoing, so that's one good thing.
No, I'm good? Okay, I just want to make sure. These go up on YouTube, and I don't want this to be like when I accidentally fuck up something in Stardew Valley, and then it sounds like I'm in a cave. You would have said? Would you have said? Because Stardew Valley, I don't think it was brought up. It would have helped a few times in the past. But as long as it's good now, that's fine. Let's go on to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I feel like Zydrate would probably get extremely upset and tilted if I did not say anything good about Phoenix Wright. I'll be perfectly honest, though. I think that having the game to play with her or playing with anybody else definitely makes this a better game experience than if you were to just play it by yourself. But at the same time, it is a single-player game. So if you're going to play this game with anybody, let them voice act some of the lines and get together with somebody who knows the series. So it's like you have a co-pilot. But I think personally, gosh dang, I really would have to put this one. If we're talking about playing with Zydrate, or playing with a Phoenix Wright expert, or anybody who knows the series, I'd probably have to put it in high A. I don't think I want to put it in S, because if we put it in S, what are we going to do about subsequent entries that are even better than this one? It's very good with voice acting friends. Exactly, that's why Nishi does it like every Monday with Red. Or when she tries to. But personally, I feel like as good as it was, it feels as though there are probably more game mechanics that they could add in subsequent entries that would probably enhance the experience and bump it up to S tier. But since this is the first entry, putting in S tier just makes it seem like we're just flowers for Algernoning the rest of the series. So I'm going to put it in A tier to give the other future entries more room to grow. But as far as I'm concerned, it's fantastic as it is, and it was very challenging as a game. I did not know what to do with any of that sometimes. Especially one part where you're going up against Gant, and Zydrate says, you actually have to not do anything to win. I'm like, oh, we have to be Luigi? We have to be Luigi. This is Mario Party. We gotta go Luigi. And that's how you win. You got really quiet after that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But I have to say, the way that one... I remember you guys were playing it, I remember saying, like, something to, like... What did I say? I remember saying, like, something like Savage Burn to something, and you two just cracked up instantly.
Oh, I don't remember. I mean, it was probably something like... I don't even know. I just remember some of the funniest parts were, like, the enlargement and...
Oh my gosh, that's it!
Yeah, the enlargement and the part with Mr. Daddy. That one had Zydrate dying. I damn near killed Zydrate on stream with that laughter.
And you guys nearly killed me with the enlargement joke.
Yeah, I was like, she kept running that joke forward, and I was like, you're killing Jazz. What are you doing to him? Yeah, there he is. There's Magnus von Karma. Or Manfred, sorry. I keep thinking of Magnus von Grapple from Paper Mario. That's a different character entirely. But yeah, Manfred von Karma, yeah. This makes lawyering fun, which is very hard to do. It helps a lot that Zydrate just knew the game, because I'm sure that if I just played it by myself, without her input, it would probably be like a B for me. But again, I'm not putting it any higher than high A tier, because we're not about to make this like, oh, every other one is just going to be just dumped into S. Let's give the other ones room to grow or fall, depending on how good they are. Because I do want to come back to this and play the next one with her, but she said that this is not a good month for her because she's got travel plans and a bunch of doctor's appointments. So we're not going to be able to do that or Stardew until next month. Sometimes I remember Von Karma guy. Yeah, Von Karma guy. Just snaps his fingers. He said, we're going to end this case in 2 minutes. And I said, not with me behind the wheel, you're not. It's going to take at least 20.
Yep, the guy who I call Glimmer Boy.
All right, let's see. Mario 3D World with Teddy. If it weren't for the lag spikes we had at the beginning, which I think was just due to faulty internet situations, this really is a great game to play. But I will have to point out that, you know what, actually, I'm going to put this down a little bit. Probably about right. Phoenix, move. Right there. Right there. The only reason I'm putting it down to A rank is because, as Teddy pointed out, if you want to 100% the game, which we would not advise doing yourself, you're going to have to play every single stage with every single character, and you have to hit the top of the flagpole at least once. And when he told me this, I said, what did I co-sign you to? What did I do to you, Teddy? Point on the doll where I touched you inappropriately or I hurt you. Just do it. Because the fact that we had to go through that, I mean, even if we put the internet troubles aside, that's just way too much to ask of the player. To do that much just to get the golden ending. Because Mario Brothers Wii did not require nearly that much by comparison. Yeah, Phoenix, point at that good game. Phoenix, point at that. Good game. Yeah, point. The bubble game. The bubble game? The bubble game. God, the bubble game. It really was the bubble game. I mean, Teddy basically just played Yoshi's Island where he was Yoshi and I was Baby Mario and he just carried me the whole way. Yeah, one of us was always in a bubble. Yeah, because it was so frustrating at times. It didn't help that we had some serious latency issues, but once we fixed that after beating the game, it became a lot easier at the worst possible parts. And Champions Road? No. So that sucked. Bowser's Fury, on the other hand, was a lot of fun. Fun little thing to do. Everything was cat. Very hilarious the way that Plessy just turned into a cat at the very end of the game. And just fell on top of a cat Bowser as Cat Mario was riding the cat. And everything was just cat game, cat. And yeah. It was just a fun little, standalone thing to do. So I just thought that Bowser's Fury was more fun because of the fact that it didn't require a bunch of excess nonsense with the flagpole and the 5-character Monty. It was more like, here's basically Mario 64 condensed into one room. Oh, I like that. That's very cool. That was a very fun game. Anyway, I don't mean to talk over your numbers, so feel free to interject.
No worries. Just looking up some colorful stuff over here.
Momo also said she wanted to argue cases, so she said she'd be in the call later. I don't know where she is, but she said she wanted to talk about things, and I said, is this about Stellar Blade being an S tier? And she said, well, not just that, but yeah.
Oh boy.
Alright, let's go to Pokemon Black version. I'll be honest with you, I think that Pokemon Black for me, if we're comparing it to like Pokemon Y, I like the story. I'm not too fond of either generation, mostly just because of the fact that I would just don't really have a lot of experience with the newer Pokemon, or even like the not so new ones, but I pretty much mentally checked out after Generation 3. So anything from Platinum onwards, I just have very little reference about. Black is only good for the story because it has one. Yeah, it does have one. And the one thing I do like about Black version is the fact that all the gym leaders actually have relevance to the story. They're not just like, hi, I'm Rock Trainer Guy. I'm going to stand in this gym for the whole game and not do a damn thing. And instead, this game actually had like Berg and the others that showed up at the last second, and it's like, hey, it's us, the Avengers. We're here to help you fight Getsus and the other guys. And I really enjoyed that part of the story because of the fact that it had a plot. It actually made it feel like there was more to it than just catch the mons and beat the dudes. Although I didn't really go back to the post-game and fight Alder, but I didn't really care. I just don't really care much for Pokemon post-game. Most of it's just catching more Pokemon and doing more levels, and that's all it is. The post-game in Pokemon usually sucks, except for some cases like Gen 3 with the Battle Frontier. I don't know, have you played Pokemon Black, Numbers?
Pokemon Black, I think I did once. I had it for Nintendo DS, but I haven't touched it in years.
No, that's understandable. Hey, I haven't touched it in a year either. Ha! Alright, I'm done with that joke.
I mean, I touched any of my Pokemon games for 3DS. I've only been playing Pokemon Violet so far.
You've only been playing Pokemon what?
Pokemon Violet, Pokemon Swap, and I think the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Oh yeah, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Yeah, I didn't, I never picked those up personally. But, hopefully the volume's okay with the music, guys, in chat. I don't know. But yeah, I I mean, I played a little bit. I did beat Scarlet, or not Scarlet, but Violet. It's the same game. It doesn't matter. I've beaten Violet. I've beaten Shield. But when I play those, I'm like, you know what? I like some things about it, but there's just a lot of things I didn't like about it. I actually didn't mind Violet, although I didn't like the ending music because I don't give a shit about Ed Sheeran personally, but that's just a me thing. But, thank you everybody for letting me know that. And I like that Bomberman emote. There's a little thumbs up Bomberman. Love him. We'll be playing a Bomberman game very soon. Just trust. Alright, next is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I feel like if I don't put this one in anything higher than B tier, Momo's gonna get mad at me and probably show up. What if I put it in D tier, Momo? What do you think of that? Wherever you are. Just like Paper Mario last year, just put it in D tier and she's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Nah, Metal Gear Rising is way too good of a game. I'll admit, this one is actually an easy S. If I had to put it anywhere though, I don't think it's going higher than Mega Man X, but definitely more fun for me than Bowser's Fury. Momo somewhere dies. She just has that heart attack like, what was her name? Veronica from Fairly Odd Parents when Trixie rips up her photo of her. And she's just on the escalator and she just goes, ah! Like she's having a heart attack. It's that same energy. Momo's just somewhere on an escalator, just freaking out. She's like, somewhere I felt a disturbance in the force. But sorry if I'm a little wordy, numbers. I'm just trying to get some of this done, because as we know, we got like 40-something games to stream and review, and we've only gone through like 10. But no, Metal Gear Rising for me was just a lot of fun. This is just a game where, I mean, it's so quotable, so meme-tastic, and so referential that it's still... This game came out like, I think, 12, 13 years ago or so, and people are still just praising it for the meme. This game is basically like... This game is like what, to the Metal Gear series as a whole, what Shadow of the Colossus is for Ico. It's like, this is just a game where everyone knows what it is. It may not be a very good Metal Gear game specifically, like it's not really in the same vein, it's kind of like a spin-off. But it's just so damn fun, and there's just nothing but memes and jokes and references surrounding it. It's just a good time to play. It's kind of short though. But, I mean, Metal Gear games, I believe, are typically short. I don't know, I haven't played any of them yet. So. I'm telling you, Momo, you put it in D. Tell her. Make her show the fuck up like she said she wanted to argue her case for some of these. I want her to show up and start arguing with me. I want her to be like, Kouri, we're going to have to throw some nasty words and Number's not going to want to hear these. I'm like, all right, go ahead and lay it on me. All right, next is Freedom Planet, the game that was very much like a Sonic game. Now, this game was a lot of fun, too. Playing through 3 times is actually a really good, enjoyable experience. I would not recommend 100%ing this. That's why I didn't try it. If I were to place it anywhere on this board, though, I don't think it's going to go higher than Mario 3D World, but I think I had more fun with it than Phoenix. Just for that, no more glasses. Damn, Bunny. Well, you don't get a little fanfare thing. But Teddy, Bunny took off my glasses. All right, there you go. Now you two can fight over that. Momo's going to show up and she's going to see that you took off the glasses. I'm going to tell her that you took off the glasses. And then she's going to put them right back on and be like, Bunny, why did you do that? We also have a plan B, Kouri. Draws a pentagram with fries in the center. Yep, that might work. That might get Momo's attention, wherever she may be. I don't know if Zydrate will join us. She might be off for the day. I don't know who else is going to be in the call but us. So. But no, Freedom Planet was just a lot of fun. This game really does capture a lot of the classic Sonic feel. But it doesn't go too much in the classic Sonic territory with like the Chaos Emeralds and those special mode games. Because some of those special games kind of suck. I do like Sonic 3. Sonic 3 has a great special mode. I love Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's my favorite Sonic game of all time, personally. What about you, Numbers? Have you played Freedom Planet yet? Because you should.
No, but my friend Pat M at one of my parties has showed it off. And I'm interested in playing it one day and getting it.
You should. I mean, I'm telling you, you need to get a Steam, because if you get a Steam account, you can get some of these games dirt cheap. They'll go on sale. You can get picked up this game for like $5, like it's a flea market buy. Very easy to get your hands on this. I went a little too carried away though. I bought the physical version. I wouldn't advise that. That thing's like $100-something. Don't do what I did. Yeah, don't do what I did. I'm just a physical collector. That's my thing.
See. But that's cool.
It is cool. I mean, I can flex on people about it, but it's a weird flex, but okay. And now while this cursed music pumps in, let's go ahead and talk about the game music that we just heard from Donkey Kong Country 2. Diddy's Kong Quest. Sorry. What was that?
That was actually a pretty good game. I love that DK rap.
Oh, well, that was DK64. That's later. But this is Donkey Kong Country 2. This is much earlier. This was the Pirates game.
Pirates game? What?
Yeah, this is the Donkey Kong Country 2 was the game where you were on the island with everybody had like a pirate theme at first, and you had Diddy and Dixie. Do you remember that one, or?
Yeah, I think I still remember them. That one.
It has been a hot minute since I've played it. Yeah, I know everybody else and their grandma loves Donkey Kong Country 2 because of its difficulty and the fact that it's Donkey Kong Country 2. I'll be honest though, I'm probably one of the few Donkey Kong Country 3 simps out there. I like Donkey Kong Country 2, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think I necessarily like it the best. I'm putting this above 3D World because I would rather play DKC 2 and 101% or 102% that game over doing that with 3D World any day of the week, just because of how long 3D World takes.
Wow.
3D World, if it didn't have that 5-player beat the level with everybody gimmick, it wouldn't be that bad, but they went a little too overboard, and I think I said that when Teddy and I played that together last year, and I said, Miyamoto, what are you smoking? How good is that rock you're smoking right now? Because there is no way anybody should have to go through this game so many times.
Just saying.
Now, we got a lot of bangers on this board, but I think it's time we actually start going a little bit down the list with Psychonauts. I'll be honest, B tier for me is fine. Felt like the game just needed a little bit more to me. And while I enjoyed some of the areas in the game, such as when you get to the Napoleon board game one, that was one of my favorite boards in the game. The later levels certainly had a lot, but it feels like the earlier levels, being so tutorial heavy, just seemed really boring by comparison. It didn't really seem like it was a lot of fun until you got to the Lungfish with Linda. And everything before that was just like, it's okay. Sasha's was pretty cool with his GameCube-ass stage. But it wasn't a game that I was just like, wow, this is... I couldn't put this on the same level of DKC2. I physically can't put that here. I just didn't really grow up thinking that with Psychonauts, and even though I've played Psychonauts a few times in the past, I just can't really get into it the same way. It's got a lot of creativity behind it. But the thing is, like, some of the stages are kind of, hit and miss. Like, some of them I just do not like. Like Meat Circus. Fuck Meat Circus. Anyway, you're just quiet. I didn't know if you wanted to say anything or not.
No, but I remember you playing this too. That was very interesting.
It's very interesting. It's not a bad game by any means. It's just that for me personally, if I really think about it, I just don't really find it to be anything that... I mean, yeah, Bunny, it's a good game. It's just not... I just don't think it's on the same level as like Donkey Kong Country 2 or Freedom Planet or Metal Gear Rising or Shadow of the Colossus. Can you honestly say that you'd rather play Psychonauts over Shadow of the Colossus?
Well, hold on a minute.
I mean, it's not my favorite personally, but I'm sure if somebody else puts this in S tier for themselves, that's fine. I do want to play Psychonauts 2. I don't know about, what's it called? Rhombus of Ruin or something? I don't know the name of that one. But I don't remember the name of the interquel. But I'll definitely play Psychonauts 2 eventually. Maybe that one will rank higher. I think that this one just needs a little more polish to it. But for a quirky game that had a lot of love and creativity behind it, this is a fantastic game otherwise. But Meat Circus needs to go. Meat Circus has got to go. That one sucks butts. I don't want anyone saying otherwise. Meat Circus is a terrible fucking level. And it's so annoying having to take care of Tiny Oleander. Fuck that guy.
I think I remember you playing for that level.
Yeah,
I think I was completely almost grossed out.
Probably. That level got me kind of tilted. Hated that level. Nobody who plays Psychonauts likes Meat Circus. That level sucks. That's like fighting the Gate Guardian and Dynamite Heady. Nobody likes that fight. All right, let's go with Gartic Phone. I mean, I'm not much of an art guy, but let's be perfectly honest. It is pretty much what it is. It's just an art game. But the thing is, we've had every time Gartic is C. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page here. But the thing is, every time we've played this game, I mean, yeah, it requires a lot of friends. That's one thing. But also the fact that every time we played this bunny, it's either been somebody doing Hitler propaganda or 10-year-olds making things about poop and pee. And I'm like, okay, maybe we've... Yes, we went two dualities of man here. We got the one that's a troll, and we had the one that's just kids. And it's like, I don't want that kind of audience in my chat or with this game. But moreover, it's the fact that, like Bunny says, it requires a lot of friends. And the thing is, I mean, yeah, it's art, but that's it. I mean, it is what it is. It's just a game about art. It doesn't try to do more, and that's fine. But it was just like how we played Liar's Game with Az last year, or the year before last. And Liar's Game was just a game about playing cards. And it's like, okay, it's not bad. It's just that that's it. That's the whole game. There's not a lot outside of that. It's like the only thing limiting you with replayability is your imagination with this game. But yeah, having to have a lot of friends to get anywhere with this game, and then every time we play this, we end up having like really shit people to play with. Like Bunny will join me, and you join me a few times, Numbers, and that was great.
Yes,
Yeah, and then we get like people drawing things that they should not be drawing. And that's why I don't post these videos on YouTube. Can you turn the music down but a smidge? Sure, I will. Hold on. Octopath is being a little too loud today, I guess. Sorry about that. It makes you want to draw by yourself? Yeah. But I'm just trying to have background noise, Bunny, that's all it is. But yeah, Octopath just went a little hard there. Nishiki just really likes his music, what can I say? But yeah, Gartic Phone for me just gets a C because of that. It's just, it's too limited based off of friends. And as I've said before on one of Apple's streams, I told them, I really don't like the idea of playing with randomized people or rando people. Because, like, when we played Mario Kart before, Numbers, we'll come back to that kind of stuff again soon, trust. And Smash Brothers and stuff like that. We're going to have people who just either take the game too seriously that they become tryhards, which just suck the fun out of the game.
They're always whooping our asses.
Well, I don't mind if they're whooping my ass. I just mind the fact that you're over here trying to talk about, like, oh, I win tournaments and stuff like that. Buddy, we're playing for fun. This is not a competition. We are literally playing this to kill 4 hours and hang out. That is all this is. You are taking this way too seriously. You're like a Melee tournament player just trying to, like, get involved in somebody's friend circle and be like, hey, I'm going to play you guys. Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this? Yeah, I just want to make this game seem life or death. Yeah, the music was a little loud, but, you know, Octopath music is kind of on the loud, bombastic side. It's turned down, though. We'll leave it at that. I didn't know how to judge the volume, so we'll just leave it as such. But yeah, I'm not very fond of that when I play with randomized people because you never know what you're going to get, like a box of chocolates. So you and I can have some cool people to play, but then we're going to get people who are either like big sweaty about it or they just make it all about their ego and showboat or do like, you know, bullshit. And I'm thinking to myself, we don't even know who you are because you're going to follow the channel and then you're going to expect me to do more of this Gartic Phone or Mario Kart or stuff like that. And then you're never going to come back. Like, Bunny, can you honestly tell me you remember anybody who randomly joined us in Gartic Phone sticking around for any other streams? Or even still following to this day? Numbers, what about you? Do you remember anybody else from then? Nope.
I don't think I remember.
They're only here, their only purpose here is to just, you know, contribute because they want to and maybe to get, like, attention. And then when they're not seeing me play Gartic Phone, it's like, well, fuck this guy. He's not doing what I want. That I don't want that kind of thing in my channel. I'd rather people follow because they want to. I'm sorry?
Sounds like an attention seekers because I've seen them all the time on other.
Yeah.
In other.
Do you remember when I played Mario 64 for that 24-hour stream last year?
Oh yes, I think I remember.
I was like 110 stars or so on Rainbow Road or Rainbow Ride, and then this guy shows up like, oh, can I just co-op with you? And I'm thinking, this is a single-player thing on real hardware, dude. Like, what makes you think I can't just beat the rest of the game? Like, not every stream has to involve you just, like, you know, integrating yourself into whatever the streamer is doing, you know? If I can play Mega Man X by myself. I can play Psychonauts by myself. Yeah, they took the Gartic phone tags to join non-private games. They look into that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's... I just don't want there to be, like, a bunch of toxic players or people who just... Because I said this before, I think I told Teddy, it feels like a one-night stand. Like, they show up, just have a good time, and then they just ghost you forever. And I'm like, listen, we dragons mate for life. I'm not about that one-night stand business. So...
Yeah, I think I can understand that. Yeah, I don't like toxic players either.
No, or at least I just don't want to play with people who are just only there for the one game, and then it's like, I'll never see you again. You'll never come back. Like, that's one thing that all streamers have to deal with, is that, you know, you'll play a game that people like Freedom Planet, people stick around for that, and then you'll play something else completely different, and they won't come back, and I'm thinking, well, what do you expect? Did you expect me to only play Freedom Planet until I'm a corpse? There's literally so many other games here to play. Like, what, you want me to just only play one game and nothing else, and you only want to show up for the one game? Well, then, why are you following? I never understand that logic with people. I follow people because I like them. That's all. I didn't stop following Teddy when he was done with Luigi's Mansion. Oh, hey, Wolfies. I didn't stop following Teddy when he was doing Luigi's Mansion. I still stuck around for his other streams, too. Same with Jazz. Jazz is over here lost in the tan tomboy girlfriend desert of Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm like, Jazz, what are you going to play next? I'm going to play some other game you like. Oh, sweet! It's like playing with random on Nintendo Online games. Yeah, you don't feel like you build a relationship. It just feels like they're just there, and then you'll never hear or see them ever again. And I just don't like that kind of thing. That's not fostering friendships at all. Gotta support my streamer friends. Hey, Wolfies! We're doing the tier list. I don't know if you want to chime in on anything. Alright, now for Wario Land. This game for me, not really C tier, but I'd probably put it in B tier. I personally like it more than Psychonauts, but to be perfectly honest, I think Psychonauts has a lot more creativity, since Wario Land is basically another Mario Land game, which it even says in the subtitle here. But,
Yes.
it's also kind of short, but it was a Game Boy game. It's okay. I mean, yeah, you're just here to enjoy the personal text. Thank you, Dan. Feel free to weigh in if you want to weigh in, but you're probably working out, so I won't bother you with that. But yeah, Wario Land is just... It really just feels like it's just more of Mario. This is before Wario got his own foot in the door and started doing his own thing, where it's like, you know, he built up the precursor to Pizza Tower. This man basically, his games built Pizza Tower. They walked so that Pizza Tower could run very fast, because Peppino breaks the sound barrier. So, yeah. Ocarina of Time is an S-tier game. That was last year, and we already put that in S-tier, so you're good, Wolfies. But I don't even think Ocarina is... Yeah, that's not on this list. That was a while ago. But yeah, Wario Land is just... It's just more Mario. It's just... This is like the Mario clone Wario game right here. This is before Wario got his own thing. Before he got his own gimmicks. But yeah, it was kind of... It was okay. It's mid. But do you remember that glitch I pulled off where I accidentally, like, fell through the floor?
Oh! I think I've seen that.
I just went, I went to heaven and then went down to hell, and Jazz is like, did you just break the game again? Yes, Jazz, I did break the game again. That glitch was iconic, but at the same time, it doesn't mean the game goes any higher. I just thought it was a fun thing to reminisce about.
Oh my goodness, that's just like how my friend Garnet broke on one of my friend character.
Hey, Mama Cat.
Broke one of my friend's character Tahims. It was Zero, and I'm not sure what the hell she did, but she puts this thing around him and she electrocutes him, saying, "Now are you gonna behave?" He didn't say anything, and then he got electrocuted again, and then he just broke.
That sounds kinky. That sounds lewd. Out of context, that sounds really lewd. But I have no idea about that one. But next we're moving on to Kirby Air Ride. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you, Kirby Air Ride's straight gas. But the thing is, if I really think about it, City Trial is really like the only thing people talk about with this game. The original Kirby Air Ride, not the new one I played earlier this year. He had too many wahoos.
Oh my god. Really? How many wahoos?
I don't know what that's referencing. I might have missed the boat on something there. But Kirby Air Ride, I feel like with the first one, there was so much emphasis placed on City Trial, which is a goated game mode. But when you really think about it, do you think of anything outside of City Trial with the original Kirby Air Ride? Like, do you ever think to yourself, I'd rather play Air Ride or Top Ride over the City Trial? Because I never had that inkling at once. I just beat all the challenges and then just moved on from those. And some of the challenges on Air Ride suck because of like, oh, you have to beat magma flows with the turbo star in such and such time. Hated it. You guys probably watched me struggle on those with all those resets. Hated that. Those challenges suck.
Yeah, and wasn't it, I forget, was it this one or was it another one where it was something about that one Star Rider or something, and I said fuck off, and then
no, there was Air Riders. That's later on the list. That's way down here, over here.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen on TikTok someone glitching Mario to do that super jump in 64, and he keeps saying Wahoo. Oh, okay, it's probably a BLJ or something. Oh, well, speak of the devil, it's the next game. I mean, textbook definition of nostalgia aside, which is exactly what we named the VOD on YouTube. Gonna be honest with you, this game is a lot of fun. I personally prefer it more than the Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 at least. That one for me at least deserves A tier. Reason I'm not putting in S though, when I really think about it, game's a lot of fun, but if we put the nostalgia off the table for a second and just look at the game as is, can you really say that this game is more polished and more well-defined than say like Banjo-Kazooie or something? DK64 is awesome. We'll get to that. We'll get to DK64 eventually. I know where I want to put that one in my head. But yeah, Mario 64, even compared to DK64 a few years later, yeah, it was like one of the launch titles for the N64. But the thing is, it doesn't have a lot outside of just the stars. But, you know, you beat it, and then that's it. It's a great experience, but taking nostalgia off the table, I think to myself, I don't know if this game would necessarily hit S tier for me. Definitely a really good one. I like it more than DKC 2. But if I had to choose between this and playing Kirby Air Ride or something like that, I would probably pick up Kirby first, personally. Oh, hey, Teddy. But we're not done yet. We still got more to go. I didn't know if you had anything to say about Mario 64.
I think my brother played this. I remember he played it a lot. That I do remember.
Okay, I'll drink.
Yeah, I know my brother owned a Nintendo 64, but then he took it with him.
Yeah, well, it was his, so. I remember that, I think I mentioned this on stream where my grandma was like, are you going to give your sister your N64? I said, hell no. I'm not giving her shit but my middle finger. She can even have 2 of them. But she is not getting my N64. My Pikachu Special Edition N64 with the little light-up cheeks. You're going to give... It's like casting pearls before swine. She doesn't even take care of her game consoles. If I gave her this thing would be trashed.
Oh.
Nah, I don't give my sister anything. Except fat lip. Anyway, jokes aside. Yeah, she's... I don't understand giving that around. Yeah, cheeks D's nuts. I don't even know where we're going with this one. Let's move on to Final Fantasy VI. I'm with Tito in the camp that this game has a lot of characters, and I think that having so many characters actually kind of takes away from the good experience. It, for me, did not... I love this game, personally, but I'm not putting nostalgia on the table here. I'm going to be real with you. This game, for me, A tier. I don't think it deserves S like Final Fantasy IX did. It has way too many fucking characters, and it's just hard to keep track with everything going on. Maybe having that much of a cast was a detriment rather than a benefit, because Final Fantasy IX even had Amarant, and he wasn't even worth a fuck. Like, fuck Amarant. I got the Ultimate Mania hardcover books for the remake. Rebirth comes in July. I've never even played 7, and... We're not talking about 7, we're talking about 6. But yeah, I'm not in the camp of like only play Final Fantasy 7 and disrespect the rest of the series. I actually want to play all the Final Fantasy games of yore. So the next one on the table is going to be 4, because Tito asked specifically for 4, and I said I'll do it for you, homie. I'll do it for you. But I've never played 7. I just know that's the most overrated one in the series.
I've never played any Final Fantasy games, but my cousins have.
I don't know if they've played 6.
I think they played the original. I think it's like 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, okay. They probably have like that collection that came out. I know there's like a Steam remaster collection or something. I don't know. It's going to be kind of difficult for me to get my hands on the old ones unless I actually do want to just go with Steam and just ignore the physical copies. But I like having physical games. I support physical games. I'm not one of those Zoomers who doesn't support it. Glad I did my original marathon of the Crystal Era. Crystal Era meaning... Is that like the first 6 or 5? Or what is Crystal Era, Dan? 1 to 6? Oh, okay. I just consider that like pre-3D era, like 2D era, to be honest. But I guess Crystal Era works too. You get the fuck out of here. This is screwing things up. I hate that ad break message. It screws up everything. Anyway. Yeah, I think that with Final Fantasy VI, the big problem that I had, I think Kefka is an admittedly best villain of the series. One of the best in all of Final Fantasy. Don't at me. Let's be honest. Sephiroth, put the nostalgia off the table. Look at him, and tell me he's better than nihilistic Joker from Batman, who actually won and succeeded in what he wanted to do. Yeah, that's what I thought. Point is, Final Fantasy VI has the best villain, in my opinion, so far that I've seen anyway, because Kuja was just having an identity crisis. But Kefka basically said, yeah, fuck everybody, because I find it funny. So I'm going to go ahead and destroy the world, because why not? Kefka soon smashing barriers in Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, I still haven't played Final Fantasy XIV. If Momo, Doc, or Teddy were available, they'd probably talk more about that than I do. But I've never played Final Fantasy XIV. I think the latest I've played is 9. I haven't played anything past that, number-wise. Unless you count Tactics Advance, but that's a spin-off. So I'm kind of new to the series, but I really think that with 6, there's just too many fucking characters. Having like 12 to 14 characters, including a Yeti and a guy trapped inside of a sandworm's belly, you think to yourself, okay, this is great, but unlike characters like Gao, they don't really have much backstory behind them. Like, what is Gogo's whole thing? He's there. Umaro's the same way. They're just there. And, you know, Final Fantasy IX gave us one character that you just thought to yourself, Amaranth, what the fuck are you even good for? But with Final Fantasy VI, it's more like, okay, what are half of you? What are half of your backstories? Like, what is Umaro's thing again? He's just a Yeti in the mountains living with the Mughals. That's it. Customizable character for their abilities. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, like, having this many characters makes it really hard for you to get invested in their backstories because they don't have backstories. And this fucking, like, shut up about these ad breaks. Like, what on earth do they do as far as, like, contribute to the overall plot? Like, Gogo is just sitting in the sandworm's belly until you find him and pull him out of there, and it's like, okay. Umaro just joins because Mog said so. And so it just feels like some of the characters are just afterthoughts. Just like Amaranth, but there's more of them. And it just felt like having all these characters made it kind of hard to keep up with everybody else's thing. Some of the characters like Cayenne were really fleshed out, but then it's like, you know, what's the purpose of this other character here? Why are they here? They're just here. It's like, I'm taking up an inventory slot. Yes, you are. And now I gotta buy you a new armor piece. That's just me, though. We got too many bangers this time around, so I'm having a hard time putting anything below B tier here. As you can see, we had too many good games this year, numbers. Look at this. We had Stellar Blade, Star Fox, DK64, friggin' Kirby Air Riders, Digimon.
It's Spyro.
I'm sorry?
Don't forget Spyro.
Oh, yeah,
the
Spyro.
Dragon.
Yeah. Although I'll admit that being the first of it, the first Spyro is probably not the best Spyro. I mean, this was the first one, so, you know, it can be forgiven. They were starting out, but obviously Ripto's Rage and Year of the Dragon were considerably better games. But we'll get to those, and I'll stream those soon enough, eventually. Next, we'll go with Doom. I'll be honest with you, I kind of like Doom 1 better than Doom 2. Even though it was kind of lacking a lot in terms of, you know, things to play with. I don't know if I'd necessarily put it higher than Uniracers, but probably right here in A tier. Like, this was a really fun, and I mean, this is like Boomer Shooter Grandpa era. This is your dad's Doom right here. The Doom. The Doom of Dooms. Kouri, what's your favorite game console? GameCube. Second would be Super Nintendo is a close second, though. I can't, just like Teddy, I also, I don't know if I take it as far as Teddy. Teddy says he'd take dick in the back alley for the GameCube, but for me, it's like, I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't think I'd be taking dick in an alley. Maybe a bullet, though. I'd take a bullet for the GameCube. I don't know about a dick, though. I'm not into that.
I mean, I have a lot of favorite consoles, but I think if I had to choose to be number one, that would definitely, well, I think it's a tie between Nintendo GameCube and the 2DS that I got. It's a tie between.
I feel like if you're just going to say 2DS, you might as well just include 3DS because it's literally just the same thing. I mean, yeah. You can say 2DS, 3DS, whichever you want to say. Both of them count. They're pretty much the same exact handheld.
Still, but I still can't find a way to play Style Savvy number 4. Tried and I tried.
Do you have New Leaf, by the way? Because you really should get some New Leaf or something. Commit to it, Kouri. Commit to what, Bunny? What am I committing to? I'm sorry?
I'm not sure if I have any Animal Crossing games. I am thinking of getting one day, but I'm still having trouble choosing.
I'd say go for New Leaf. New Horizons, you're just going to burn out of that and not want to come back. But New Leaf lets you do a bunch of cool stuff. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. But yeah, Wind Waker HD, next game. Part of me wants to put it in S tier, but I don't know if that's my nostalgia talking. Let me think about this. So, Wind Waker HD specifically brought a lot of quality of life improvements just by having the faster sail, which was... 3DS is also your favorite. You really like Street Pass, and the games list was solid, also easy to hack. I don't know about that last one, but... because I don't really do a lot of hacks and mods, just randomizers once in a while. Anyway, Wind Waker HD. I feel like with the quality of life improvements, this definitely made it a little bit better than Wind Waker. Maybe I am being a little too biased because this is my first console Zelda. I didn't really grow up playing Majora's Mask and Ocarina, and I was a little too young for Zelda 1 and 2. But for me personally, when I think about Wind Waker, I think the game was a lot of fun. This is probably one of the more polished Zeldas, so much so they got a remake. I think Twilight Princess was also pretty high, but for me, I think the reason that Twilight Princess kind of fell is just because with Twilight Princess, a lot of it was just a little bit like where the fuck do I go kind of territory. This game didn't really have that. This game was really bright and colorful. I personally like it. I don't know if I could really justify putting it in S tier, but I feel like putting in A tier is a little bit low for it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in low S, but I'm going to put it above Bowser's Fury, but it's not going any higher than Revengeance. Revengeance stays. Because the memes are the DNA of the soul. That's just me, though. What do you think?
I don't think I've ever played any Legend of Zelda. Somehow it was not my thing when I was...
Interesting. I'm just trying to think, like, do you have games that are not like the Style Savvy or the Bratz or any of those, or Barbie? I'm just trying to think, like, do you have any of these types of game franchises? Like Mario?
Well, let me think. I know I have the Mega Man X Anniversary Collection for both.
Well, that's on me.
PS2.
I should have included that one, too, because I knew you already had that. I was trying to think of other things you didn't already tell me you had.
Well, I have been thinking about getting more Imagine games, but still deciding on that.
I'm just saying that maybe you need to just diversify the portfolio a bit. Look at all these good-ass games we got on here. And you, too, could own some of these games. But you're going to have to go buy them somewhere.
Exactly. But I have to say I am enjoying that Model Day 3. I think someone recommended that. So I just downloaded that game on my Switch and started playing it. It's really not that bad, really.
Wait, which game?
It's called Model Debut. It's called Model Debut. It's the third one.
Oh, okay.
I was playing number 4. But it's not bad.
I don't know. I don't really play those kinds of games personally. I just never really was into that.
No,
I'm a big RPG and like adventure type game guy, as we can see here.
I see, but I do have some Brain Academy games. I love Brain Academy.
Do you have any of the Phoenix Wright? We should get you hooked up with Phoenix Wright too.
I think I'm thinking of trying that one day. And I do like Professor Layton. My mom got me into him.
I think Galdor's been playing Professor Layton as of late. But yeah, I need to get into Professor Layton as well. We'll probably stream that one day too, guys. Now let's get on to Doom 2. I really couldn't tell you much about the difference between Doom and Doom 2. Just trying to remember the differences between those. He finished that up. Yeah, I think I remember him finishing that recently. But for me, Doom 2, it had more enemies, but it also had some kind of bullshit game mechanics that Zach really had to walk us through. Where, Like, there was that one, I can't remember that one level. If he were here, he could help me out. That one level where we kept getting turned around and getting killed so many times because it was such a pain in the ass. And I'm thinking, it's like, yeah, you up the enemy count. What's up? Yeah, new enemies but tricky maps. The tricky maps kind of, that kind of take away from the experience. If it had new enemies, it'd probably go a little higher, but I think for me, tricky maps just made it a little bit less than X3. Because some of those maps were kind of bullshit. You can't deny that. But I do like having more variety with enemies as opposed to just having imps, zombies, and the occasional, like, you know, cacodemon.
Yeah, I think my friend Greg played these Doom games. I remember he used to show them off, and I think my friend plus B-Star Plus, one of his friends was showing this game off too.
I just can't remember them that well, but I just remember that Doom 2 gave us a lot more trouble to get through. I mean, it has a lot more content, but again, as Dan points out, the tricky maps kind of take away from that because what you're dealing with here is just really annoying level design, and that also plays a factor in whether or not the game is better. Because not many people are going to want to sit there and they're going to deal with like really annoyingly tricky maps, especially if you're playing as a first-time player. You're going to get a little more frustrated. We were just lucky to have Zach, who knows Doom and Doom 2 like his backhand.
Yeah, and I don't like games that frustrate me. I
Well,
don't like that.
I mean, it's less for me about the frustration, because, I mean, Dynamite Hetty is over here. But, I mean, level design plays an important role. And, I mean, you know, it's not just me complaining. Other people agree, apparently, that the maps can make it kind of iffy to get through. And when I think about it, when I think of Doom and Doom 2, other than the extra content, I really can't see much of a difference here. I mean, it just felt like an improvement over Doom. It's like Sonic 1 versus Sonic 2. It's still, like, basically more Sonic. It doesn't seem like it's as radically different as Sonic 3, for example, where you had, like, twice as much content if you played the Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and the special stages didn't require Tails to fuck everything up.
Oh, man. I think I remember something.
Yeah. Yeah, Sonic 2 has really iffy bonus games, if I remember hearing and seeing correctly. I have not touched Sonic 2 in so damn long, though. I think the last time I played that I was a kid. So I'm going to have to practice that before I decide to stream that one. But we'll go on with the next one, Stellar Blade. Now, I feel like Momo would definitely shoot me for this one. I personally love Stellar Blade. I actually wanted to play more of it, but everybody told me no. So that alone, for me, puts it pretty much underneath Shadow of the Colossus. It's not going higher than Colossus. S-tier boob game. Yeah, I knew Bunny would say that. I'm waiting for Momo to show up so she can argue. But she's not even doing anything. I don't even know she's online right now. So she needs to get her ass in gear. But yeah, Stellar Blade was just a lot of fun. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's got the boob and the butts, whatever. I don't care. The thing is, it felt like playing a Souls game, but the action was really well depth, and the fight scenes were phenomenal. Just the fact that your last fight took you on a space station where you shot a railgun and destroyed a biblically accurate angel that absorbed a space station and basically like did some anime shit. And that wasn't even the final. It should have been the final boss, but that was just such a cool fight. Like, all the boss battles just felt so fucking cool. She hasn't spoons all week. She might be here later. The ending could have ended 3 bosses ago. Exactly what I was just saying too. Like, the Raven fight just seemed irrelevant. The whole Adam and Lily and the machine fight just felt like whatever. I don't care. Now, admittedly, from what I saw Thionite, because Thionite played all 3 endings. Obviously, I got the secret ending. I should have went for, like, the good ending instead of the secret one. Because the good ending, which I don't remember if we picked to go with Adam or not. I think I just picked I thought it was a true ending, but maybe I just picked the secret ending by mistake. I should have went with the other ending because Adam basically turns into an Elden Ring fight, which is really fucking cool. So, yeah, I'll probably just play that on my own because everybody said that they wanted to... Well, we voted, and most people did not want more Booba game because they're uncultured. But since the majority voted not to continue Stellar Blade, we moved on and played other games instead here. But no, I mean, putting the sex appeal aside, the point is that the game is fantastic. I do admit, though, that... Like, I will admit, though, that I just found, like, some of the areas kind of boring. Like, I don't like the fact that half the areas don't even have mini-maps. Like, how am I supposed to know what I've done in Eidos 7? I don't remember what I did in Eidos 7. Why isn't there a map? There is no map. Costumes 10 out of 10. We had an ending, I was fine with it. Also can. Yeah, can. Eve picks up a can, she poses, she's like, look at this can I got. Yo, it's a Monster Energy drink for Bunny.
Oh my goodness.
Just Eve's poses the whole damn time. No, it was a fun game, but yeah, some of the levels just, ugh. Why is Lily best girl? Holy fucking moly, there's a buff boy right there. I'm trying to make sense of that. I don't know if I can make sense of that. Why is Lily best girl? Because buff boys. Huh?
Oh.
Is Lily into ripped muscly men? Bot was distracted by Adam. Yeah, the bot was distracted by Adam. He took his shirt off, and the bot was like, "Hot man detected." And then Adam decided to become an Elden. And then he became an Elden Ring boss. He's just like, "I'm gonna go ahead and just souls this shit. Here I go."
Oh. That's crazy.
Tito, thank you so much for giving Bunny a gift sub as I try to remember to put OBS in the front because I had that minimized. What is that? A little buff mouse. These emotes, man. Bunny can now enjoy her core emotes for another month and her lower discounted prices. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and pick up Tadpole Treble. Like the game, it was really cool that this is made by Matt Taranto, who made Brawl in the Family, the comic. I mean, this is basically like his magnum opus of work. Well, actually, I think Brawl in the Family is actually his magnum opus of work. More people know that than they know Tadpole Treble. It's a fun rhythm game. I felt like I personally, I just wish it had a little more content, but that's just me. I mean, we played this, and I just thought to myself, we're just going to go ahead and play it. I mean, it's got more content if you want to go ahead and try to get everything in it. I don't think it's worth it, but it does have a lot of replayability to it. I think personally, for me, though, I'm probably going to put it in like B or C tier, because it's okay, but it's not something that you're probably going to remember in 20 years.
You got a point about that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like, yeah, it's not bad. It's just that at the same time, I just think to myself, like, you know, if it had more to it, it just seems like, much like if you play Pikmin 3, you just want to play the story mode, but the story mode's short. And I mean, there's more content to be had, but not many people are going to go out of their way to do it. That's the thing.
Nope.
Alright, but yeah, then there's Axiom Verge. This is a cool Metroidvania, personally, for me. If I were to put it anywhere, though, if I really think about, like, where would I want to play this? Probably not more than Uniracers, but probably more than Doom. I really enjoyed Axiom Verge. Like, this really scratches the itch for Metroidvania fans, especially if you like really wacky sci-fi stuff. Really cool boss fights, damn good music. And most importantly, the most acid-trippy sequence where you basically became the boss for that one section, as you were basically having hallucinogenic nightmares. Really cool. Hello, Kouri, Yuki, and the other voice. That's numbers. Other voice. Your other voice now. Metroid, other voice. But, yeah. I personally liked Axiom Verge. But, yeah, I just, well, maybe I shouldn't put it in A. I think A is a little too high for it, but I would probably put it in B tier. Like, when I think about it, Doom probably would be more fun to play. But, definitely not. I think I'd rather play Pokemon Black, but Axiom Verge is fine. I think that there are better Metroidvanias out there, or just Metroid games in general, like this one here, that probably deserve a little bit more loving. But yeah, it could have been Kouri. I don't think there's a Kouri. If there was a girl Kouri, it'd be Kouri, like Zydrate always called me.
Oh my goodness.
So would Kouri just be like my twin? It's like, okay, here we're gonna make the. Is it Rule 60? Is it Rule?
I mean, I can see that.
I mean, is it Rule 60? What is it? Rule 62 when you have like a gender bent version of yourself? I forget the rule. All right, time to rip the Band-Aid off here. Street Fighter 6.
Oh yeah, Street Fighters. Now we're talking.
Oh God, I absolutely hated going to the story mode, because the more I think about it, the more I think that this tried to be way too many fucking things in World Tour mode. Now, the thing is, obviously, if we were only talking about multiplayer, we could probably put this in S or A tier just fine. But the thing about this one in particular is, when the servers go down, you're not going to have anything left but single player. So take that into consideration.
Yeah, I think you've got a point about that.
Also take into consideration the fact that, in this case, Street Fighter 6 also, the World Tour mode is still technically a part of it, and you can still use your avatars to fight online, too. The only good thing it was cutting back to Kouri's character. Yeah. The fact that I just put on, like, all sorts of random shit, like a sombrero and a poncho and, like, a fish head or a hot dog suit or any goofy costumes you can put.
Goodness.
I mean, that's always fun when you have that customizable character and then they're just wearing the most goofy shit. And it's like, here you go, I'm going to go ahead and put them in, like, I'm going to put them in a sexy stripper costume. Oh, yeah. Leather Daddy Kouri right here.
My gosh.
But, when I think about the story mode, World Tour did way too many fucking things, and they did them all wrong. You give me you give me a fighting game, but then you try to put it inside of an RPG. And then you make the RPG where all the outfits, the only thing that matters is not your stat points, but the little buffs that every outfit piece gives. So your stats are damn near negligible outside of like HP and something else, which makes it irrelevant to even try to min-max. All that matters is, this pair of pants increases my kick damage by, like, 2 levels. So now when I roundhouse kick Carlos, whatever his name was, his ass actually gets beaten up, as opposed to him destroying me in 2 hits. It was very imbalanced with a lot of the level scaling in the game. And it just really boiled down to, hey, did you put these pants on? No? Okay, well now he's gonna body you. And he's going to treat you like you're his bitch. And I did not like that. If we were only talking about just the World Tour mode, that would get a D. But if we're talking about combining the two of them, I'm going to go ahead and go with the middle here, and I'm going to probably put it in... I don't think I'd put it for Tadpole Treble. I'm going to put it in C. I'm going to be honest with you. That World Tour mode, especially if you are only playing single player, if you're going to stream it, I would recommend only playing multiplayer mode. But if we're talking about like just the World Tour mode, fucking skip it. Just skip it. But the thing is, again, 10 years from now, no one's going to be playing Street Fighter 6. Even maybe 5 years from now, nobody's going to be playing Street Fighter 6. And even if we're talking about the multiplayer aspect, keep in mind, yeah, the Alex situation, I don't know anything about that. But the other thing, well, I think Alex the character, I don't know anything about Alex the character. But I was also thinking about like M. Bison, for example, and Tekken 8 having Heihachi. Either let them die, or stop making it seem like they're dead. Shit, or get off the fucking pot. Don't just keep them coming back like, oh, M. Bison's not dead, he's just, he has amnesia. Fuck that.
Fuck Bison.
You could have you could have just worked with JP and let him move forward with something else. And with Tekken, you had Reina. You don't need to consider, oh, let's just bring Heihachi back. That is the most cop-out bullshit I've ever seen. And I've seen it twice.
Oh my goodness.
It's like you either let them die or stop pretending that they're dead. I don't need this whole, oh, you threw him in the volcano 3 times, he keeps coming back. Okay, so he's a Terminator. Anyway, now I'm getting a little too off topic with Tekken, but it's the same thing here. They did the same thing with M. Bison. He was supposed to be allegedly dead in Street Fighter V. Now they bring him back and take away his memory, and it's like, oh, well, we can go ahead and justify this. No, fuck you. That is a cop-out. At least in Zelda games, you kill Ganon, he's dead for that particular part of time. I mean, he'll be reincarnated, sure, but he's dead there. He's dead at the end of Wind Waker. Then, he can come back in some other game. Because that's justified. But in Street Fighter, it's like, this is bullshit. It just invalidates everything you did. It's like, oh, M. Bison's been defeated. Oh, there's another health bar. He's back. The fuck?
For me, that's extreme bullshit.
And Mortal Kombat's no better, because Mortal Kombat, they keep rebooting the series because they just can't decide what they're going to do with the characters. I'm like, maybe stop.
Yeah.
Like, didn't they Sorry?
I mean, okay, sure, the character's dead, but then they bring him back?
Yeah, they just keep doing that. And,
it's too freaking confusing. Disgusting.
I mean, it's not even like there's some sort of voodoo magic or something like it. Mortal Kombat could probably try to get a pass for. It's like Street Fighter doesn't... Well, okay, it's got Hadoukens and stuff like that, but the thing is, it's like, just kill them. Just fucking kill him, okay? It's been 30 years. Damn near nobody who's younger than me even knows about Street Fighter 2. You could just kill M. Bison and just have JP take over, and, I mean, he's an annoying zoner character. Just do that. But I mean, if we're just talking about World Tour mode, way too many things that it tries to do at once, and it just fails all of them. It wants to be an RPG. It wants to have like some racing elements, platforming segments, mini games where you make pizzas with QTEs, and I'm like, what are you? And then when we actually fight a dude who's like 20 levels lower than me, he pops off one attack, and then my health bar drops. Like, it just completely just disappears. It's like he Thanos my health bar away, and I'm like, what is this? What is this power scaling? Oh, I didn't wear the right shoes. That's why I'm dying. So it's kind of bullshit. Let's be honest here. It's just kind of bullshit. Kouri Cube. Oh my god, I love that. Wait, where'd it go? Cell just posted a Kouri Cube and then he took it away. I guess there was something wrong with it and he had to go fix it. All right, well we'll move on from that because yeah, Street Fighter 6. Again, we gotta take the average of the two. I mean, the World Tour modes suck balls in a lot of places, and as a fighting game by itself, as a multiplayer aspect, it's fine. But if I'm taking the two of both of them, I'm basically taking polar opposites between something really good and something kind of shit. Kouri Cube. Okay, so Kouri Cube is done this time. I like the one with the horns. I would be very concerned if I tried to, like, you know, wrap my controller around the horns. You just swivel your controller cord around the horns. All right. Next, I'm surprised we're going through these so quickly. It's just that there's so many bangers. Like I said, this was a good year. So many good games we played this year. We didn't play, like, poopy games or anything like that. We just played a lot of good games. I mean, look at this list. All right, next is Once Upon a Katamari. I personally think that We Love Katamari, for me, has been dethroned by this one. I think that this is the new best Katamari game. Reason being, excuse me, this has so much content. It's got so much polish. It's even got, what's the name of the guy who did a lot of the music for the who sang that one song, Katamari of Love? Shigeru, I forget his last name. He's also a Shigeru. Forget his last name. I mean, they even brought him back to do one of the songs. You can tell that this game was basically a love letter to the series. This, to me, is like what Katamari did, is basically what, like, Generations Ultimate was for Monster Hunter. It just took everything that made the Katamari series great and said, here you go. Here's 20-something years of Katamari. This is what it accumulates to. And it just had so much going for it and had a lot of content. For the most part, it didn't even feel frustrating to go and get all the crowns or all the S ranks or all that other stuff. It was just a really fun game. I don't think it's better than Wind Waker, especially if I'm trying to complete it, but I'm definitely putting that in the Wind Waker just below that. Just trying to see if what's going on here. Everybody's just pogging out to this thing. Mostly Bunny. But yeah, I just it just seems like with Once Upon a Katamari there was just so much more to. Oh, okay, numbers probably dropped out or something happened to her. But yeah, the thing is, it just felt like there was just so much more going for it. I'll admit though that We Love Katamari certainly had a lot of cool missions. Like I think it had the Firefly one where you had to roll up the fireflies and make the Katamari as bright as you could. This game still added a lot to it. It still had things like the rolling sumos. It still had a lot going for it in that regard. You had to leave, but still be watching. Okay. But yeah, this just definitely had... It scratched the itch for Katamari players, and it certainly had a lot to offer. Maybe not as much diversity with the missions as We Love Katamari, but certainly had a lot more content. And that also matters too. When the Bandai Twitch account came to watch... Yeah, Bandai Namco US just showed up to watch, and then they just dipped. And Zach shows up and he's like, hey, Kouri. Hey, guys, it's me, Zach. Hey, was that Bandai Namco turning into sand? Yeah, what was that? So, yeah, that was pretty funny. I didn't know. I wasn't going to treat them any differently. Whoever was manning that account. Surprised how quickly we're going through this list. I was expecting it to take about 3 hours, but we're an hour and a half in, and I'm down to like 12 games. Well, more like 15. Yeah, that day. Yeah, that was the day. That was certainly a day. And that was certainly a moment. But I don't know if that really amounted to anything. They just probably just moved on and said, fuck this dragon guy. We're going to go watch somebody better. Which is to say everybody else. Anyway, Street Fighter 2010. This, to me, and I've already watched AVGN play this game. Obviously, I've watched Street Fighter 2010 video of his. That's one of my favorite AVGN episodes. All right, see you later, Cell. But that's one of my favorite episodes, if not my favorite one outright. It made me pick up this game. And when I played it myself, years ago in like 2011, I was like, this game is actually really fucking good. I mean, it's got a little bit of problems. The control scheme is kind of complex. It feels kind of Ninja Gaiden with all of the difficulty. But the thing is, Unlimited Continues made it much more bearable to deal with. Even though the final fight area was just so fucking annoying having you fight 5 bosses and a cutscene. That was a lot. But you could do it unlimited times. It wasn't like Dynamite Heady where if I lost, I had to start all over again. You didn't have to worry about that. Really good game. I think that especially because how the soundtrack is so fucking good too. I don't know if I'd put it higher than Mario 64 though. If I really had to slap this bad boy anywhere, probably going to go right here. I don't think I like it more than... Actually, you know what? I do like it a little bit more than Uniracers. Uniracers gets kind of redundant. But, yeah, maybe not higher than X2, and certainly not higher than Phoenix, right? So, but yeah, this was just a fantastic game. It does have some flaws, though, that I think do need to be polished, like James said, but still a really good NES title that's just completely overlooked. I mean, you can understand that the whole Street Fighter thing is just some bullshit that they didn't need to add. But outside of that, it doesn't take away from the fact that the game is good. Which is a contrast to like Star Fox Adventures where most people shit on the game because it's not nearly as fun as Star Fox. I don't know. This is an example of putting your name on something, but the game actually is good, as opposed to putting your name on something and the game is not everybody's cup of tea. And you guys can feel free to interject if you think I play something wrongly. I mean, I'm not hearing any arguments, and that's probably why things are going so quickly. I'm also waiting for Peach to show up, but Momo is nowhere to be seen. So she better hurry up, because she said that she wanted to argue her case for things, and I don't see the girl anywhere. So, Momo, hurry it up. You're running out of time, Missy. Alright, Kirby Air Riders. I'm not going to argue this, and I'm not even going to have to explain. I'm going to explain anyway. I am going to go ahead and say it right now. This game was everything that Kirby Air Ride should have had it into it. It had twice as many tracks. It had so many more characters. It wasn't just Kirby, Meta Knight, and DDD. It was so many more characters. City Trial actually had more content. There was so much shit to do. Customizable air ride machines. Yeah, come at me. Exactly, come at me. Customizable air ride machines, and you can even put a little silly hat on DDD. You can give a cowboy hat to Meta Knight. That alone is peak. But when I really think about it, this just basically made it so that all the game modes are actually enjoyable, as opposed to only City Trial. It made Air Ride more fun. It made Top Ride more enjoyable. Fucking Road Trip was so good. You played it twice. You got to fight Nova in one of the most climactic Kirby fights ever with a racing game. No, this game basically took Air Ride and said, watch me cook. And then it just made a gourmet-ass meal. Probably my favorite game I played all year. Definitely a fucking banger. So good I even had to 100% it. And then make a Spheal car for Zydrate. And the Jazzmobile. Damn good deal right there. That was a good time. But yeah. I don't think that I really don't think that has any I really don't think we can argue against that. But yeah, I think City Trial was great still. Definitely a lot harder to complete 100% because of the fact that it now has 150 for all of them. And the online mode certainly is a bit of a bitch. But, I mean, if we're only talking about just enjoying the game, instead of 100%ing all of these, yeah, no. Kirby Air Riders is perfectly fine as it is. I don't think we're going to get anything better from Sakurai as far as Kirby racing games. I'm pretty sure this is his last time. He's like, this is going to be my last Kirby Air Riders game. There is no joke. And he cooked. He's like, you think I can only work on Smash Brothers and Kirby games? And maybe Kid Icarus once in a blue moon? Peep this shit. And then he made Kirby Air Riders. And the world was good. So yeah. Fantastic game. Digimon. Where would I place Digimon? D tier. I'm kidding. If I put it in D tier, Bunny would just probably get a gun. Bunny's like, to hell with what Momo thinks. I'm coming at you with a gun. Bosses were too hard, but overall Digimon was good. Yeah, the bosses, I think, probably would have been a little bit easier if I knew how to use the game mechanics properly. That's probably just more of a me problem. I don't think it's better for me than Wind Waker. I would rather play Wind Waker, but you know what? I'd probably rather play Digimon over Once Upon a Katamari. So S tier it goes. I think that the game was really fantastic. They put a lot of effort. This is the kind of fucking effort that Game Freak needs to bring back to their fucking games. They had better cutscenes. They had more fun with the characters. The bosses were actually a threat, and they gave Earthbound a run for its money, where it's like, oh, you just can't beat them. You're gonna actually have to strategize, like with, you know, Diamond Dog and Carbon Dog. Oh, hello, Eric. But yeah, the thing is the fact that, yeah, it felt a lot like playing Persona or Shin Megami Tensei, which is always a good plus bonus. And it had the monster, well, not catching, but raising mechanic of Pokemon, and even a little bit of Monster Hunter in there. It just took all the good monster capturing games and just slapped them together and said, here you go, here's a fusion of all of it. You got your Shin Megami Tensei, you got your Pokemon, you got your Monster Rancher. We're going to throw it all into one big blender, and we got Digimon Story Time Stranger. Only thing I found annoying was less about the bosses and more like, you beat the boss, yeah, and Gun. We had Second Amendment Mon, he was great. And healing doesn't take a turn, exactly. But then you had like Second Amendment Mon, and that's good. But I was thinking about like the cutscenes where it's like, oh, you beat this boss. Let's go ahead and recap that boss you just fought. I don't need the Naruto recap filler. I don't want that. That was annoying. There was a gun ready. Yeah, there was a gun ready. But I did not like the little cutscene thing. I don't think that's necessarily a detraction in the grand scheme of the tier list. But, you know, whatever Bandai Namco decides to do with this in the future, don't do that. You're not even respecting my intelligence enough to make me think about the boss I just fought. Like, okay, we just fought, you know, friggin' Bacchusmon, or not Bacchusmon, but we fought with Bacchusmon, and Bacchusmon died or something, and we had to go do the timeline over again. Once upon a time, Bacchusmon got shot. Okay, but we already knew this. Why are you telling me something we already knew 5 minutes ago? That was kind of irritating. The secret to be cool is not having guns. You have to become the gun. Second Amendment Mon is the coolest. All he needs now are some sunglasses. That's going to put him above and beyond. I gotta take a drink. I'm talking so much. I'm also hoping Momo will join, but she's kind of running low on time. At this pace, we're going to finish in like another hour. So she better haul ass and get over here. I'm going to go ahead and message her too. I'm going to tell her, get your peach ass over here, because I'm about 70% of the way through the list. Hurry, hurry. Send. And I did say peach ass. So now she's going to be like, why are you talking about my ass like that? I thought you wanted to be stellar ass and stellar boobs. S-tier boob Digimon. Oh yeah, there were those too. Yeah, we can't forget like fucking Venusmon and Angelwoman and Junomon. Her Sprite Cranberry looking ass. What was your team? We had Junomon. We had Gunjamon. We had... Oh god, what was the name of the... Bunny, I'm not very good with the names. Do you remember their names very well? I don't remember Digimon names that well. What was the... We had a lot of Angel members on the team, too. What was the name of... The Purple Fox one. I forget her name. Konohamon? I forgot her name. The one with the nice ass. I forget her name. Christ. I can't remember the name. I'd have to go back to the VODs to look. Hell, most of them were just gods and guns. I just had a team of deities with Glocks. That was pretty much the whole team composition. It's like, what are you going to do, Kouri? Win? I've got the power of God and anime, and these guns I found. Literally the team. That's all I remember. Man, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot too. I don't remember the names too well. I remember some Digimon names, but I don't remember all of them. So I really couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'd have to go and review the VOD. Kuzahamon? That was it. Kuzahamon. That was her name. Not Konohamon. It was Kuzahamon. Yeah, that was the purple fox woman. She evolves from, what was her name? Taomon, I think? The one with the paintbrush. She evolves into Kuzahamon. And then she just becomes sexy fox woman with nice butt. Anyway, enough about the nice ass. We're moving on to Donkey Kong Country 3. For me, personally, this is my favorite Donkey Kong Country game. Do I like it more than Air Ride? No. Do I like it more than DKC 2? Yes. Like, I will not shit you. I think that I think that Donkey Kong Country 2 is a little bit overrated, and I think Donkey Kong Country 3 is grossly underrated. Yeah, okay, so you got Kiddy Kong. Oh, wow, okay, so you don't like the big, muscly, gormless face Kong. I get that. Here's the thing. First Donkey Kong Country gave us a heavy character and a fast character. So why does DKC 1 get a pass? Especially because DKC 2 even had like a Christmas mode and 2 extra difficulty modes to go through. So before you say, well, DKC 2 is harder, DKC 3 had difficulty sliders, basically. Also, it had like a time thing if you want to try and beat Cranky's time, which we did that, where you had to beat it in like under 5 hours and 12 minutes or something. Yeah, no, DKC 3 I think clears. I think that this game gets a lot of... It doesn't get enough appreciation. I mean, yeah, DKC 2 is great and all, but the thing is, I think 3 is just grossly overlooked. And people just shit on it just because it has Kiddy Kong in it. And I'm like, that's not enough of a reason. Putting food in? Okay. Well, we're moving on to Wario's Woods. And I'll be honest with you, Wario's Woods, it's okay. It's okay. More fun for me than Gartic Phone and Street Fighter, but I don't think it deserves anything higher than C tier. It's okay. It's a puzzle game. That's all it is. I mean, it doesn't try to be anything more than that, but it's also kind of redundant, especially when you play the round game and the music just loops forever, and you just hear the same song for literally 100 rounds. I mean, the NES version does have the boss battle mechanic, which is really cool. I love that. But the Super Nintendo version also has a better versus comm mode, and it also has better visuals, obviously. So it's like, you know, both of them are very good in one aspect, but neither of them are really good in all aspects. I feel like if they had just let this be a Super Nintendo only and just skipped the NES version entirely and just put some more work into having the boss battle minigame from the NES version, SNES would clear it in every aspect. But the problem is I had to play both Wario's Woods just to give you all the content that was available. There was really not much more, and there's nothing left to do in Wario's Woods. Like, we ran out of things to do, and it was kind of just it's just a puzzle game. It doesn't really have much more going for it. I mean, yeah, you got multiplayer, that's it. It's just like, whatever. I just don't think that, just like with Panel de Pon last year, you know, puzzle games, they are what they are. But, you know, a lot of these don't really have a lot going for them outside of just same puzzle millions of times, and that's it. So, oh, Blue Badger. I wish Sidrate was here for this one. Alright, Partners in Time. After playing this again, normally I would want to put this in like maybe B tier, because I just didn't like it when I first played it. But I'll be honest with you, it may not be as good as Superstar Saga, but I think it does deserve to be an A tier. I will admit that much. If I were to put it anywhere, though, you know how I like my RPGs. It's not going higher than Final Fantasy, though. It's not going higher than 6. It will go higher than Mario 3D World and Freedom Planet. It's not going higher than Final Fantasy 6. Because, and I've said this before, the damn Partners in Time does not have enough going with the time travel mechanic. You go through the game, and you barely do anything with the time travel mechanic. Period. You don't really, like, okay, so all the stuff is in Peach's Castle Hub World. There's damn near nothing going on that you can see from, you know, you do something in the past, it doesn't seem to affect the present. It's a good game, but the traveling, yeah, not sure. No, the time traveling was kind of, the game was good, but the time traveling is what sets it back. You can't sit there and tell me that Chrono Trigger, a game that came out about a decade before this, has a better time traveling mechanic set in place than a game that also has time in the title and doesn't do it properly. You literally just do whatever you do in the past, and it damn near almost never has any implications in the present day. It's like, okay, so, you know, we destroyed the Vim factory in the past. Does that do anything in the present? No, it's all concentrated in Peach's Castle Hub World. We don't get to see the effects of what we do in the present, except for like EGAD and one of the other NPCs. But other than that, it's like, you know, Chrono Trigger, does have that. It does do the thing. You do something in the past and it affects the future. That's how a time-traveling game should work. But Partners in Time, I think, just missed the mark. It doesn't utilize the time travel gimmick properly. It feels like it was a wasted concept. They could have done more with it. They didn't. Everything's just Peach's castle. It's like, okay, you went back to the present. You're in Peach's castle. What else? Okay, well, the two Toadsworths are hanging out and they're doing spin. All right, great. But how does this pertain to me fixing something in the past to fix the present? Okay, so if I defeat the Shroobs and destroy something of theirs in the past, why does the present look no different? Chrono Trigger had the Dream Team working on it. Yeah, it did. And I think that's where they missed the mark. Well, you know, Alpha Dream, I just feel like this game just needed more behind it. Chrono Trigger was too damn good. And, you know, Chrono Cross is certainly a game, but that one is more like multiverse theory rather than time travel. But with this game, it feels like the time traveling aspect was just phoned in. Like, from an RPG perspective, this is a great game. And the final boss being the Elder Shroud Princess, both of them, well, okay, the Shroud Princess and the Elder Shroud Princess, and you had to fight both of them. Really cool. Love that she basically turns into a tentacled kaiju and you had to beat her ass. Very good final boss. Very good bosses, very good game. Time travel mechanic, suck dick. Straight dick. Psh. If they had fixed that, this would have been an easy S. Probably would have even beaten Bowser's Inside Story for most people. But they just missed the mark on that completely. Ooh, that almost hurt to say. Alright, let's move on to Dark Souls Remastered. Or as I like to call it, Teddy carries me once again. Gotta say though, Unorlando is definitely a really cool place. I can understand why players of the game really do enjoy it. Had a lot of fun with this playing with Teddy. Probably would play it myself again one day. Definitely has that replayability factor. A little bit short though. Teddy did warn me it's kind of a short game, especially for him since he knows it very well. I mean, we beat in like, what was that, 3 streams, I think? So that was like a collective playtime of under 12 hours, and we just beat the whole game. And I was thinking, well, that's fine. But I don't know. I don't know if I could really put an S tier. Maybe the future ones will be better. Maybe Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 2 will be higher up on the list. I don't know. I haven't played them yet. But for me, it's definitely an A tier game at least. I mean, would I really... where do I want to put you? Somewhere in this list. I mean, for me personally, though, Souls, I would want to definitely give this one a shot again. But probably going to put it right here. Because I think that Phoenix Wright was just more enjoyable because I felt like I could actually contribute. But more importantly, it's with Dark Souls, the game's even shorter than Phoenix Wright. And assuming that you're reading everything and, you know, voice acting it all out. But it just felt like, for me, Remastered was just... there's room for improvement that I think is going to be covered in the subsequent games. Like, Teddy and I want to do Dark Souls 2 with him. But I know that he's been doing that with Lucy recently, so... I don't want to bombard him and make him burn out from the series. So I think I'm just going to... We're probably going to come back to this game maybe later in this year. Maybe even early next year. But I feel like this game definitely needed a little bit more content. It seemed a little too short. And from what Teddy has shown me, going naked with the Claymore, you can still beat the game. So, yeah, maybe it needs a little bit more polish. And maybe the subsequent entries will address that. But I think A tier is still good. I mean... You know, part of this is subjective, like all tier lists. I mean, part of it's just my own personal interests, so... But, you know, that's why you guys can always chime in. Alright. Man, I'm talking too much. I need to take a break. Oh, man. Definitely breaking out the new model and the new redeems, that's for sure. And Bunny taking off the glasses. Up, see. Oh. Alright. Alright, let me take a drink then. Bunny's like, I can now pet more Yukis. More Yuki pets. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I should switch over to the orange juice. I've been drinking so much water. I think you guys redeemed that pretty quickly.
Fine, I guess you are my little pod champ.
There you go.
Come here.
It just took a minute. it was waiting in line for its turn. All right, so the next thing we're going to go over here, now that I have a little bit of a break, is Quest 64.
Perfect.
All right, glasses are back. Good. All right, so Quest 64. As much as I like playing the game once in a while, I cannot lie. This game is broken as fuck. Not necessarily in a bad way, but I can understand this game has a lot of early game hell, especially for a first-time player. Game's kind of rough, especially Blue Cave. And there's some parts of it that are not very much fun, especially the Blue Cave. And there are some pretty tedious moments, Blue Cave. And I don't want to put this thing really high on the list. I enjoy it, but I don't know if I necessarily think that it's like a kind of game that you really want to return to. It's missing a lot of RPG features. The game is very much underfinished by a lot. Even the Japanese version, which was the one that we played, which has some improvements, really can't save this game. I mean, it's not terrible. That's the thing. It's like everything on this list is still something I would want to play again. I don't think you mentioned the Blue Cave. The Blue Cave. The Blue Cave sucked. The Blue Cave is horrible, Eric. I don't know if you've known the Blue Cave. I don't know if you've ever played Quest 64 or watched it, but the Blue Cave is shit. And if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And Bunny remembers going damn near crazy in the Blue Cave, wanting me to leave it. It took us like 2 hours almost to get to the damn Blue Cave because there was just so much crap to do. So, but the thing is, the game does have some replayability, but honestly, if you ever replay this game again, you're probably just going to go water and earth and just heal and avalanche everything. It was a cave. It was a cave, it was blue, and it was long. Like every Pokemon cave ever, all put together with bats in it. Nothing but blue caves. Yeah, nothing but blue caves. I mean, it's not a bad game, and I would definitely want to do a Kouri Views video on it. Definitely want to do it with max stats, but there's no point in doing max stats on your own. It would literally take you like 80 hours, 60 to 80 hours to do that. It's just, it's the kind of game you beat it, and then you just think to yourself like, oh, okay. I'd rather be playing like Final Fantasy VII or something. And then you just move on and play that instead. It's one of the few RPGs, but it just misses the mark because they just rushed it out the door. So that's not really anyone's fault but the devs. And Japan did what they could with it. They improved a little bit of it, but basically it's like putting sprinkles on a turd. And I think I'm being a little too hard on it. I don't think Quest 64 is bad for me personally, but I can understand a lot of people just see this game and they think, why are you here? Like, what do you do, man? Paper Mario is a much better game than you. Why are you here? Seriously. Dude, why are you here? You should be at home with your family. Kind of thing. But, yeah, that's, that was just rough. That was just rough to get through all that. Ooh, French toast breakfast. I'm just looking at Mama Cat's pictures. French toast. Oh, so good. Anyway, getting distracted. But yeah, the game needs a lot more polish. I personally like it, but I can understand a lot of people probably don't like this game. A lot of people probably just beat it once and said, you know what, that was certainly an experience, and I'm going to go play, like, Chrono Trigger or something to wash this taste out of my mouth, is what they'll probably do. But for me personally, I like it, but I cannot deny that anywhere else you see this, this is not going up to, like, A. I'd think twice before defending this game in a fight. Now for One Piece Grand Adventure. I'm going to put this one down in B tier. Probably about right here. I think One Piece Grand Adventure had a lot of fun. 4Kids voice acting already knocks it down a point. Right there and then. You know damn well that the 4Kids voicing and the awful dialogue choices were just ugh. But that's why we played it to shit on it. And the thing is, though, if you put all that aside, the game is honestly a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, it's kind of redundant with the story modes, and Buggies was for some reason the hardest story mode to get through. I don't know if it's because it's buggy or what that was. The only point it gets is that it's One Piece. I mean, at least it kind of follows the material somewhat. I mean, obviously it took a lot of creative liberties with all the other side stories like Buggies and Smokers. But at least with the main One Piece Straw Hats team, it kind of followed the story a bit. I mean, you did go to Drum Island, you did recruit Chopper after beating Wapole, you did go to Alabasta, you beat Crocodile, then you went to Skypiea, then you fought Enel. It did that part pretty accurately for what it could do. I mean, the problem is, again, it's just the fact that having all those extra story modes just seemed kind of repetitive. And for some reason, even though Buggy is supposed to be the normal mode difficulty, he was harder than everything else in the game. Beating Buggy's campaign with getting everything in it was so much more than it had any right being difficulty-wise. Even Smokers was so much easier to deal with. But Buggy, it's like they threw everything at you. Oh my goodness. And then you have the Usopp mode, and then there's just all this extra stuff you don't really care about. Much like Quest 64, it's like you can level up your characters to 100, but there's no point in doing that other than just having a team at level 100s. That's it. So, I mean, it's fun. It's a good little arena fighter game. Definitely in the... It's definitely a lot of fun. I mean, but at the same time, I don't think that going through the story mode 4 or 5 times just to get all the characters unlocked and do all that stuff, kind of like Custom Robo, where there's too much emphasis on the single player to unlock shit, and the multiplayer just seems like an afterthought. So... But it's still a fun game, at least. I mean, Custom Robo was also a fun game. But Custom Robo, making me do that whole story mode twice, and still not giving me all the parts, I think Custom Robo was even more infuriating, because it was just way too repetitive. Alright, next is Dynamite Heady. Oh boy, Dynamite Heady. You know what? I kind of like Dynamite Heady in a lot of the cases, because in the case of Heady, it was a good game, but Pitch and I discussed this before when I was streaming it. The problem with this game is that for whatever... No, not for whatever reason. We know the reason. The damn US localization team decided to go ahead and make a bunch of changes, take out dialogue boxes, make the game more difficult because they felt like it, because they wanted to go ahead and try to make it like, I don't agree with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney in A tier because you just don't know ball. Well, I mean, get in the call and talk about it. You can't just sit there and say you don't know ball and then not give me a good enough excuse and a valid enough... Where's your argument, Momo? You said you had arguments for me. I was waiting all morning for you. Where's the argument, Momo? And check out the glasses, Momo. Anyway, Dynamite Heady, in this particular case, with Heady, I would probably just put it in A tier. Hot glasses. Thank you. I think. But with Dynamite Heady, it's like they made the game more difficult for US audiences just to try and boost rental sales. And the thing is, it's like, that doesn't even make sense to me, because I can't talk because I'm sneezing and no sound's coming out of me. Oh, okay. Boob game is an S tier. We won. But you need to give me more of an Ace Attorney reason if you don't want to be in the call because of your allergies. Is the medication not working out for you yet? Or have you not had a chance to try it because... You said you got some new meds. I didn't know if they were helping you with your allergies. But with Dynamite Heady, yeah, they made the game more difficult because they just felt like it for some fucking reason. It takes time. That makes sense. They just made it more difficult because they... Not only that, but it's also the fact that when I think about it, when I really think about it, if you're going to make the game more difficult to try and boost rental sales, you're going to kind of just basically split your target audience into two people. You're either going to get people who played the game and they found it too difficult and they won't pick it up a second time. And they won't pick it up a second time, or they're going to pick up the game and they're going to be, incentivized to beat it. But that group is probably a lot smaller, because if I picked this game up as a kid and I played it and it beat my ass because of the harder difficulty, I'd probably be like, I don't know if I want to play this again. I don't know if I want to rent this. Like, yeah, I can rent it and then I can beat the final boss, but then what? I don't know what else is out there. New Kouri looks crazy, and a good crazy or a bad crazy, Momo? I don't know I don't know which. But the thing is, if they really just wanted to try and boost retail sales with rentals, what they could have just done, like with Turtles 4, TMNT 4, Turtles in Time, difficulty sliders. And there was no reason for them to change Trouble Brewin from Mariyama into Trouble Brewin. They didn't need to do that. They took out dialogue boxes because they didn't want to translate it. And it just felt as though you cut content and just made the game more difficult just because you wanted to try and make a quick buck. And all you're really doing is alienating some of the players who just want to have a good experience with the game. You're going to make them just regret picking it up sometimes. Oh, and now you took off the glasses. Most of the list of my arguments are useless. Oh, okay. Damn, I was hoping for more contention here. Oh my god, he's blind now, Jazz. You can always put the glasses back on. They're toggleable, remember? This is how he looks without glasses. It is how I look without glasses. But Momo was like, listen, Jazz, you don't just tamper with diamonds, okay? And that's what she'd say. There's blush? What's wrong with the blush? Adorbs? Oh, good. Momo thinks I'm cute. I think. Now I'm almost as cute as Yuki. Or at least... Yeah, okay. I can't save this. This is the one game I cannot save because it's not a game. But at least the redeems are cheaper now, so there's that. I think that was mine. I think that was my... Okay. I don't remember. Nothing wrong with the blush. Good. I think I can blush more if I'm happy.
Okay.
Okay. That was the default one. Let me see if I can actually make it more blush. Where is that button? Nah. Nah. Okay, maybe Yuki can do it. Maybe Yuki blushes more. Who knows? Anyway. But yeah, for me, Dynamite Heady. Yeah, I think that's me again. Everybody's just... nothing but okays. But for me, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if we're just talking about this game, much like with Quest 64, probably just play the Japanese version. There's no reason to play a more difficult game unless you want the challenge, just because the idiots over there at the localization team said, hey, let's just go ahead and make it more difficult because why not? Like, that's not enough of a reason. I don't mind that it's difficult. That didn't bother me one bit. I mean, it was my first time playing. Of course I was going to get my ass beat. That's fine. I'm not upset about that. I'm upset about the fact that you didn't at least give people an option. Like with older Mega Man games where they had a normal mode and a hard mode, and you basically just did this for no reason and started, like, chopping content. Why didn't you just translate the stuff that Heather or Fingy says? Why was Trouble Brewin? Why was he not just Maruyama and just made him into a purple cat? You made him into, like, a bear thing, and he still looked like a cat. It's like you made a bunch of changes that just didn't really do anything good for anybody. You just fucked with things that didn't need to be fucked with. You took a diamond and you tampered it. You don't tamper with diamonds, as I posture checked because Momo told me to. I heard something pop. I'm old. Shush. Okay. That's I think that's Jazz's. I think that's Jazz's. Okay. Are you trying to get yours, Momo? Are you trying to get the Momo okay? Is that what you're trying to do? Is this what you're trying to do?
Okay.
That's what you wanted to do, right? By the way, I had no idea that was going to happen. I rolled the dice and I got a 1 out of 5 chance and I won. Old? Yeah, that's Momo's. Momo's like, that should have been me. It's like, I rolled 3 times, I got shit. Kouri rolled once, he got gold. Damn him. It's like losing all your money while the other guy just wins the pot at the lottery. Feels bad, huh, Momo? Anyway, as far as placing Dynamite Heady, because it has been a minute since I've been talking about this. I mean, it was a really fun game, I won't lie to you. Probably not as fun for me as Mario 64, and it's very short if you know how to play it. You can beat it in like 2 hours. It's got some replayability, but I don't think it goes any higher than that. I'd probably put it right here below Dark Souls and Phoenix, right? I don't think it's going to go above Phoenix. I mean, seriously, the problem that I have is that, you know, you don't fuck with things that work. If I were on the localization team and somebody presented this to me and I'd be like, yeah, no, it's kind of easy. What we could do is we can make a difficulty slider that allows people to choose whether or not they want to play the hard one. That way we don't have to alienate the audience. The more casual audience will just pick up the game and beat it and be like, well, this is a lot of fun. Maybe I want to try the harder mode later. And the more hardcore audience will be like, I'm going to keep trying until I beat that hard mode. And then you don't have to feel like anybody is just being left out and, you know, it's just, it just makes sense to me. It's just common sense to add a difficulty slider. If you want to try and boost more sales, just make it a hard mode, because some people will go for that hard mode. But, you know, you can lead the horse to water, you can't make it drink here. Alright, Star Fox. I love Star Fox on the SNES. Hold on, I have to take a drink. I'll tell you what, if I keep talking like this, I'm going to end up like Momo where I can't speak. Ugh. Except mine won't be allergy-based, I'll just talk myself hoarse. Nay. Anyway, Star Fox for the SNES. Love SNES, love Star Fox. I disagree with Metal Gear. Really? Alright, well, you type that out. I'll go ahead and talk about Star Fox, and then I'll read what you send me. See, this is what I want, is some digression here. Because numbers doesn't really do a lot of that with me, and I'm just looking for more people to join in. But with Star Fox, for me, game's a lot of fun. It's got 3 difficulty modes. Slider. Dynamite Heady, take notes. And the game does have a lot of fun going for it. Definitely got a lot of replayability. Definitely very fun. This is what Dynamite Heady should have done, is it should have just been right here. You know what's stopping you from passing it, Heady? A difficulty slider. Anyway, I'm done shitting on it. Needs to be in triple S. Have you heard the OST? Listen, Momo, you want the OST? Give me 1 second. I'll give you the OST. In fact, we're going to go ahead and change songs midstream right now. 1 second. I'll give you the OST. I know which one you like. There you go. I put it on. Now let me call for a second. Okay. There we go. Now I can listen to Senator Armstrong. You happy? I'm not putting it any higher than Kirby Air Riders. This game was too goated. Anyway. Castlevania on the NES. Fun game. Hard bosses. We already know this. It's Konami. Konami at its finest. This is Konami at their peak. They fucked your ass up. I want to play this again and have another crash out at 2 fights. Bro, that'd be fun to watch. I remember you shitting on me because I was having a hard time with Metal Gear Excel. Microsoft Excel. And I was like, Momo, I'd like to see you beat this game and have any better luck. And then you got your ass beat a few times and crashed out. And I'm like, there you go. Now you know my pain. Anyway, Castlevania. The first one's okay. Really kind of short. Really difficult. Bosses are kind of rough around the edges. And some of the stuff kind of makes me have to go back and do a lot of shit that I just do not want to do. Personally, for me, I think that later Castlevanias, especially if we get to like Super Castlevania and Symphony of the Night, will probably do a lot better justice. But for the first title, it's good. It's good. But at the same time, when I think about it, it's like you've got bosses that I basically have to have a power-up for in order to beat, or I'm fucked. Like, remember the Frankenstein's monster boss with that stupid flea bag? Hard to beat because I needed a certain weapon, and then I think it was Dan who told me you have to have this weapon for this fight, or it's going to be a lot more difficult. Yeah, but you pretty much only have like that one area to get it in at the beginning, so you basically have to get good enough to get through the whole level and pick it up and take it with you and beat them. I did, but it's kind of frustrating because this is not a game that's easy to live in. So it was really a case of getting good. We got good. We won the game. I beat Dracula. I got good. It was a good game, but I think that later installments will probably do it more justice. I think that this game just, it needs more to it. But you know what? I know 2 is going to be cryptic as hell and probably not as enjoyable, but there's still Castlevania 3, which may even get into A tier. And I feel for certain that Super will probably bump its way up to S for all we know. The point is, there's room for growth here, and there's room for potential. There's also room for me to cough, too. Alright. Next is DK64. Oh, I love DK64. Oh, Snide, you came on. Perfect timing, bud. Alright, DK64 for me. Great game. I love this game very much, personally. It's got a lot of content. It's got a lot of collectibles. We know this is Guinness Book of World Records worthy of collectibles. Definitely a lot of fun. The randomizer is phenomenally peak. Personally, I really enjoy DK64. Probably one of my favorite games out there. I don't know how high I'd put it. I don't think I'd put it higher than Digimon. But I would definitely want to play this game again. And I have. I've already done a randomizer of it. I ran through it. Took me like 17 hours. The randomizer was so much fucking fun. But yeah, you can do randomizers of this game. So it's a lot of fun too. But yeah, this is just a really good game. Just solid collectathon. The worlds don't seem too empty. They seem just right. You've got, oh, banana. And it's got Chunky Kong before he died in it. So that's really good too. And I can't stop coughing because I think I'm talking myself to this. I should slow down. This isn't a race. It's just that, like I said earlier in the stream, there are just too many banger-ass games. Look at this board, man. Look at all these good-ass games we've got. Momo gave you the sickness. Well, she's got allergies. It's not the sickness. How did she give me the sickness, anyway? She just touched me on the shoulder, and it's like, all right, Kouri, you got this now. Okay. Wi-Fi cough. She's not even in the call with me. How would she give me Wi-Fi cough? Momo, is it true? Did you give me Wi-Fi cough? Momo's like, why are you doing a tier list when you're sick, Kouri? For shame. All right, Metroid Zero mission. This game, in my opinion, definitely made me realize just how good the Metroid games really can be. And this is only the remake of the first one. Now, that said, a little bit short. I do like the extra Samus bit later on. I don't exactly... I'm trying to think, like, where would I place this exactly? If I wanted to play the game again, probably above Mario 3D World, right here. I think the game was a lot of... I don't think it was necessarily S-tier material. I'm sure there's better Metroids out there, and there's probably room for improvement. It just felt like the game was a little too short. It was a lot of fun, though. I really enjoyed exploring. I found this game to be a really good... This really is a good way to start yourself into the Metroidvania series. Or, you know, the genre thereof. Axiom Verge is also good, but I think Metroid's just better. It's just a more polished, well-put-together game. But Thomas Happ did a good job with Axiom Verge, too. I really liked this game. So, but I think Metroid just definitely clears the bar and goes straight into mid-high A territory. It's just an overall better experience. I can't wait to play the next Metroid. I don't have the Metroid 2 remake. I think Pitch said that was a DS game, if I remember hearing correctly. So I'm going to have to get that too. But that will be a later time. We already went through Zero Mission. That was pretty recent. Point is, it's a really fun game. A lot going for it. Can't wait to play the next one. Can't wait to get to Super Metroid, because I know Isaac, Zach's brother, is going to join in that, and he'll be like, you're playing Super Metroid? Finally, you're playing something good. And that's probably what he'll say. So, next is Spyro the Dragon. I think that the first one's kind of eh. Like, I don't think it's bad, I just think that it's not got a lot of stuff going for it. Like, I'd probably put it here, in B tier. It's okay, but at the same time, you can't sit there and tell me that this is the best Spyro game of the original trilogy. Much like the first Crash Bandicoot, there's a lot of room for improvement here. No bosses, a little bit of iffiness. There are a few really annoying jumps that you have to make with like damn near frame-perfect jumping. For its time, it was good, but now standard, it's fine. Yeah, for standard times, yeah. There's just so many better Spyro games out there, but we voted on playing the original over Reignited, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not even graphics that are an issue for me. It's just that there are some parts where the controls are iffy, treetop level, and there's just some things about the game that I just wish it had like the other ones do, like the bosses. Nasty Nork basically just being a cat and mouse is just not really a boss fight, so much as it is basically a race, like Whizpig. But Whizpig would get a pass because that's Diddy Kong Racing, that is a racing game. This is really just a case of Nasty Nork running away like a bitch ass, and you have to hit him in the butt. So, and there's all the bosses are basically like not even bosses. They're just and they tried to be creative with it. They took an enemy and they said, okay, here you have to hit him once in this arena. Okay, now he's gonna go and move to the other arena. Hit him there. He'll move to one more arena. You'll hit him there. You'll win the boss fight with quotation marks. But ultimately, this game definitely needs some work. But you know, for the time, it was a great game. But yeah, we got better Spyro games now to play instead of this one. All right, Yoshi Safari. Okay, so with Yoshi Safari, I also plan on doing a Kouri Views video on this one, like Quest 64. And much like Quest 64, I just think to myself, like, yeah, Jazz played this a lot, and he'll probably say this with me. Game's really not that difficult once you get the controls down. I saw you play this game, Chaz. You didn't even move out the way of the attacks. You just shot them and intercepted them. You didn't even have to move Yoshi and you won. You won, and while Yoshi did literally nothing. Like, you went full Luigi mode and you still won the game on hard mode. Because, yeah, there's some parts of it that are iffy, like the Magic Koopa fight. But honestly, the game just doesn't really have a lot of content. I mean, you can beat both game modes in like 2 hours like I did. Or like in 40 to 50 minutes like Jazz did with hard mode. I mean, he did an even better job with Yoshi's Safari than I did. You should watch his streams. Yeah, here not knowing all the controls. Yeah, you didn't even know all the controls and you still won. That just shows how easy of a game it was, also because you played it a lot. But you never played hard mode before to your knowledge, and you still destroyed the game without even knowing all the controls. Point is, the game's super easy, and the game may have a little replayability. Well, maybe not for real hardware. The thing is that with Yoshi Safari, there's just way too little content. It's gimmicky because of the Super Scope, but on its own, it doesn't have a lot going for it. You beat the game on hard mode, that's it. You're probably not thinking to yourself, I want to go back to this game again. Maybe if you don't have a lot of options, but look at this list and tell me you'd rather play Yoshi Safari over Donkey Kong 3 or Zelda Wind Waker or Metroid Zero Mission. Just go ahead and tell me you'd rather do that. And no, don't do that for sarcasm purposes. I mean, like, genuinely mean it. Because I know somebody's going to type that right now thinking, oh yeah, I totally would, Kouri, Kappa. No, Kappa. But yeah, the thing is, it's just a really short game. And it's not a problem, it's just that, you know, especially for me growing up, I actually had the Super Scope. And I did play this game back in like 95, I think. And I thought to myself, okay, but am I ever going to buy another Super Scope and 6 AA batteries and find somebody else to play as Yoshi just so I can play this hour-long this hour-long one-run game? Maybe even 2 hours if we play hard mode, and then never pick it up again, and then just waste all that money on the equipment. It's just, the game asks for a lot for so little. That's the problem. Personally, I've never liked DK games, so I would say mini games are better. That's fair. But I will say that I still think that the DK games are game, but yeah, it's a matter of opinion. Bunny, all tier lists are subjective. Your list is going to look very different from mine. I mean, for all I know, you'd probably put, like, Shadow of the Colossus, well, I don't know if you touched that one. But you'll probably put Katamari lower, I don't know. I'd go back to other games before Yoshi Safari. Yeah, I mean, I'd think twice before fighting for this game. It's not bad, it's just that, you know, considering all the setup you have to do just to play it, and the fact that it uses the scope, especially if you're using real hardware, you want me to do too much for you, and there's not really an incentive to come back to you. If I beat hard mode, what is left for me to accomplish? In Jazz, being able to beat hard mode without even knowing the controls means that it's so damn easy you don't even have to know what you're doing to win. Which just makes it sound like, you know, other than a few bosses, because, yeah, the Magic Koopa did give you some trouble, too. You were like, oh my god, this is kind of annoying, Kouri. I actually have to try a little. It's like Jazz over here flexing with only 0.1% of his overall power source, his power level. It's like Kouri, I might actually have to use my right hand, Scoob. It's like, all right, Shaggy, put that 0.1% of your power level away. But no, the game was just too damned easy. I mean, I didn't even have that much experience playing it. I practiced a little bit, but I still didn't even have that much. But yeah, Yoshi Safari is just, it doesn't have a lot. It just doesn't really necessitate anything higher. This is a game you're going to pick up, you're going to put down, and you're going to move on with your life. Same goes to Quest 64. You beat it, other than maybe if you really like the game that much to come back to it, you're not going to pick it up again. Like, most people are going to pick up Yoshi Safari, they're going to be like, this is certainly a game. And they're going to pick it up, put it down, and then they're going to go play Doom or something. The game could have more content. Exactly, it's just lacking too much. The levels are like 10 seconds. It's too short. Like me. And similar to me, it's not too much fun. It's fine for a playthrough, but yeah, I'm not going to fight any higher than that. I don't think anybody else would. Nobody's going to come in a stream and say, Kouri, Yoshi Safari is an S-tier game, what are you talking about? Said nobody ever. May I ask one question out of context? Okay, Momo, go ahead. Sorry, my throat's a little dry, and I had to drink some orange juice. Also, because I drank the orange juice, you can't mention hydrating. Win Kouri karaoke? That's a good question, actually. I don't know. Oh, I remember. I forgot. Like, I don't know about doing karaoke, Momo. Why would anybody want that? Also, there was one thing I forgot to do today. I'll just do it for Tuesday. We're gonna do one more last. Now that we have the tier list done here, unless anybody wants to interject about this. Hey, Niji, I remember the one part of the Final Fantasy VOD. Yeah, you want karaoke? Yeah, Momo, give Niji some more karaoke. She wants that. Great song, Cap. He sings only anime songs in original Japanese. Your mother. No. No. Yeah, Niji, just ask Momo. Momo will perform more karaoke for you. She'll do it. Momo, what about more karaoke from you? What about more karamomoke from you? Kouri, when Madoka Magica opening karaoke. Yeah, right. And then Yuki over here is gonna turn into a peacock or something, or a peahen. What's the gun for? Why are you trying to? Why are you trying to do this? Why are you trying to will this into existence? Anyway, so yeah, the other thing I wanted to do that I forgot to do, and I'll probably just go ahead and put this up later. We're gonna do one last community challenge for a long while. This is gonna be the last one, but it's gonna be 200,000. 200,000. Because all the costumes were 100,000, so this is gonna be 200,000, and it's gonna be basically 1 million overall. Peer pressure. Oh, okay. I want Kouri to sing Nux Walpurgis. I don't even think I pronounced that correctly, but what is with this, Momo? Why are you doing this? This has nothing to do with the tier list. At this point, you're basically like, Kouri, I demand sing. I demand voice song. It's like, but why though? Anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and put that up for Tuesday. Tuesday, I'll be posting the new schedule for this week, but we're gonna go ahead and do, yeah, the glasses. I want Kouri to sing. So all these games we played in the past year, yep, since last May, these are all the games we played in the past year. And now they're no longer in any particular order. They were in an order, and now they're in a tier list order. The only thing that bugs me is Uniracers. Right now, I feel like I would go back to other games, but I would need to play it myself first. I mean, if you think that Uniracers belongs in a different tier, now's your chance to speak up about it. I mean, I just think that, you know, it is a fun game. It's got good music, good racing, really fun with the tricks, very tough, very 90s. I mean, I can understand if maybe the repetitiveness makes it a little bit lower, like maybe B tier, but is there a specific game coming this year that you're looking forward to the most? I mean, Tomodachi Life, we're going to play that next week. So I'm busting out Tomodachi Life, living the dream. I don't know if that counts. When? Sunday. Sunday. So you and Bunny can watch it. Because I know that Saturday you have to stream, so we're going to do it Sundays. That way you two won't have to worry about missing it. But Saturday I'm doing Pikmin 3, and I asked Bunny, it's like, would you rather watch Pikmin 3 or Tomodachi? And she said, I'd probably rather watch Tomodachi, fuck it. I said, okay, we'll make funny meme game on Sundays instead. And now I'm almost pogging out with all these little Momo emotes I don't recognize as well. These must be new. Either top C or bottom B? Really, Jazz? What makes you say that? No, really, argue your case. I'll give you time. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and make one last redeem. The redeem's going to be 200,000, but it's not going to necessarily be a costume. It's actually a different look. It's a more human look for me. So now you'll be able to transform me into a human Kouri. Whoa. Wait, Kirby Air Ride and Kirby Air Riders are two separate games? Yeah, Kirby Air Ride is the GameCube one from 2003. Kirby Air Riders came out last year. This is the remake. Well, not remake. This is a new game entirely. But yeah, I don't know why Sakurai just basically added like 2 letters and said, there you go. That's the new name. We just add RS to the end of it. Cinema. Masterclass. I don't know why he did it that way. The logo was better. Yeah, the logo was better too. That's kind of a shit logo. That's how he named Smash Brothers, pretty much. It just feels like, yeah, the logo is super lazy. I really don't like this logo compared to this logo. But you know what? I didn't make the game. I don't know who he hired to do the logo, but obviously they are kind of butt cheeks at what they do. Anyway, I didn't know if Jazz is still working on a case for Uniracers. It looks simple and repetitive for you. I mean, that's not entirely inaccurate. I just didn't know if there's anything more to that. Like, I mean, I guess I can understand with Uniracers because, yeah, you do have to do a lot of repetition. Maybe I'm putting my own personal bias here, but yeah, I think you might be onto something. If I were to rank it differently, though, and you're saying it's probably like top C or bottom B, I get back to the games on B tier list first. All right. I mean, I certainly think Uniracers is more fun than Tadpole Treble. Wario Land, I'd probably rather play Uniracers. Psychonauts, maybe. But I don't think why is Doom better than Pokemon Black? Because Pokemon Black may have a better story going for it, but I just don't like the Pokemon designs. And where's Pokemon? I haven't played Pokemon Black 2. These are only the ones I've already done. But if you think Pokemon Black deserves to be higher, then go ahead and argue your case. I'm still working with Jazz, too. Better than Tadpole. Yeah, better than Tadpole. But you might be onto something with the repetition of it. But Doom, on the other hand, Doom, especially the first one, it just feels like a really good time to play the game. Pokemon Black just felt like the pacing was way too slow. Partners are way too handholdy. I'm tired of Bianca showing up out of nowhere to challenge me to another fight, and had the same problems that Pokemon X had, or Y, or whatever, where it's like, oh, here's friends that are just gonna battle you every 5 seconds and hold your hand through the whole game. I don't want that. You don't need to hold my hand. I'm a big boy. I already took my vitamins. I had my Flintstones gummies, or chewables. My only argument is mostly childhood memories, but that's nostalgia and stuff like that. I need to replay it to give good actual arguments. Yeah, we can't work off of just nostalgia. I don't really have nostalgia for Black because by the time Black came out, I was already in college, so I'm just old. Go ahead and say it, Momo. Say I'm old. You go back to Wario Land first before Uniracers. You know what? You're probably right about that. I mean, but when I think about it, Wario Land is just... The problem I have with Wario Land, it just feels like it's just more Mario Land. And I said that at the beginning, too. I was like, this game is just basically another Mario Land, which it says right here. And it just feels like you're just playing Mario Land 2 again, which, to me, was a better game. Let's get you to bed, Grandpa. I'm not dead! Oh, what are you talking about? And then I call my mom, and she comes out of her sarcophagus. And she's like, oh, hey, Kouri. She doesn't sound like that. But no, okay. I think Super Mario Land just has... Wario Land 1 is just a little too Mario Landy. It just feels like more of the same, whereas Uniracers is its own intellectual property. But yeah, when you're right, Jazz, when I really think about it, repetition is kind of a big deal. Having to go through every single one of the tracks 3 times when there's already like 49 of them, well, 40 technically. You basically have to go through 120 races and tracks and stunt tracks and shit like that just to get to the final boss, and then the final boss is a cheating piece of shit. So I get that. You like the Pokemon design for Black, but that might be because Pokemon Company forgets Black and White exists, so I'm not overexposed to them. Yeah, for some reason they just skipped that with the remakes too. We had Gen 4 remakes with the Vaseline effect, and then just skipped right over to ZA and just skipped Black and White entirely for some reason. I still like what I saw in Uniracers. Yeah, Uniracers is fun, but you're not wrong about the repetition. Maybe I did judge it a little too highly. But when I think about Doom and Doom 2, I just think to myself, like, these are just really solid games in their respective series. Like, this is peak Doom. This is back when Doom was starting out, and it was just a lot of fun. Pokemon Black already had, like, 4 iterations, and this one really just got the story. But gameplay-wise, it just felt like too much of a slog. It just felt too slow-paced. I mean, you got Doom, on the other hand. Doom is extremely fast-paced. I mean, now it's trying to encroach in the soundtrack right now. It's just showing up, it's like, you called for me? No, but I wish you'd stop doing that. Like, they moved to is a bit silly, but I think it gives them more character. It was, and I did point out that I really like the fact that the gym leaders actually had more to offer rather than just sitting in their fucking gyms and doing nothing the whole game. Like, they show up at the end when Getsus and Team Plasma are basically ransacking the Elite Four, and it's like, no, we're here to help. That's my fault again for having that minimized. Pika Blue Bear, thank you so much for the follow. I gotta keep that OBS up and running like that. It's kind of hard when I only have 2 screens. But, yeah, so Never fix it. I love the broken sound. I don't like the broken sound. It sounds awful and offensive. But the problem with OBS is that it does that whenever OBS is minimized. For whatever reason. Makes no damn sense. But yeah, it just minimizes that, and then this happens, so I'm not too much of a fond fan of that. I know you like the sound, but I'm sure that the people watching the VOD don't like the sound very much. Go home, Paper Mario, you're drunk. Yeah, it's crumpled Paper Mario. It's Paper Mario, but you wad it into a ball. And Momo seems to like it too. Yeah, well, what if I made it so that every time somebody followed Momo, Parakarry shows up on the screen? You wouldn't like it very much. Then, minimizing the sound quality, the sound quality. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if there's anything else we need to move around here. But I'm not really hearing any cases otherwise, and... Okay. Yeah, that's Teddy's. Okay. So I just don't know if there's really anything else to really, like, add to this that's not just rooted in nostalgia.
Okay.
Or Momo just popping off a bunch of okays. But yeah, I think this is pretty much exactly where we are on this.
Okay.
Now Momo has a mixture of like new Momo emotes and old Momo emotes. Emotes.
Okay.
Okay. Why are you enjoying this so much, Momo? We have a new redeem coming in the works next time. Are you really that incentivized to find the Momo okay? Are you really wanting to find that one? Is that what this is all about?
Okay.
You just want...
Okay.
Is that what you want, Momo? Because apparently it loves me best. Momo's like, this is twice he's done this. Oh. I wasn't even trying to do that either time. That was just a 1 in 5 chance, and I rolled and called heads. Wait, what? I didn't know you liked more Bowser's Fury than Air Ride. I mean, Bowser's Fury was fun, but when I think about the original Air Ride... What's up, Momo? What's up? You feeling okay? Okay. I don't know what that was. You said, and then you just dipped. But no, when I think about Bowser's Fury versus Kirby Air Ride, when you really think about Kirby's Air Ride, the original, other than City Trial, that should have been me. There you go. You got your okay. So that's what you were saying. You were saying that should have been me. I think I kind of talked over you. It was kind of hard to make out what you're saying. The allergy meds are going to take some time. Poor Momo. She probably blasted that like 12 times just to get her one voice clip. I mean, if you want to, I can play it anytime you want. I mean, I don't even have to go through the system. I can actually just go over here to the OK, and I can just do it whenever I want. Like, for example, if I just go over here, and I pick this up, I could just do this.
Okay.
And just do it again.
Okay.
And again.
Okay.
And again.
Okay.
And again.
Okay. Okay.
There you go. You happy now? Yeah, but yeah, when you think about the Air Ride, the original was just all City Trial. Like, you don't even think about Air Ride and Top Ride unless you want to think about those stupid time trials things. So when I think of Bowser's Fury, I think about its own little game mode that was basically like a smaller, scaled-down Mario 64. That just felt like, you know, it was just all together. It didn't feel like, you know, only one aspect was actually interesting and the rest of it was just tacked on. Like, nobody thinks about Kirby Air Ride Original and they think, man, I really want to play Top Ride. No, they all talk about City Trial. It's the main draw. So, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the next redeem I'm going to go ahead and pop up. And the next redeem, we'll start this on Tuesday. I should have done this today. I forgot to do it. But there's going to be, not a costume, but it's going to be that I have a human form that you can redeem. So you're going to have to come up with the 200,000 points, and then we'll get human Kouri. And you can see what human Kouri would look like. Doesn't that sound interesting? I like to argue for Gartic Phone to be higher. It doesn't have much depth to it, but it's a fun little game that anyone can jump in on and play at any time, making it one of the best and most versatile party games, all for the low, low price of absolutely free for everyone involved. Yeah, but Bunny and I discussed this earlier, Nietzsche, before you joined in. You have to have a lot of friends, and the problem that we've run into is the fact that every time I've picked up this game, Nietzsche, we have had people doing Hitler pictures and children. And neither of those kinds of people I want to associate with. Also, the other problem is the fact that when people join just for this particular game, they just show up just to do it and then they dip. And then you never see these people again. This is like a one-night stand kind of game. This is the kind of game where you play just for people to join in, and then you're never going to see or talk to these people ever again, and you're just going to have one night of fun with it. But you also have to have a lot of friends to play it with, so if you don't have that, you're kind of fucked. So... Now, I think Gartic Phone at least is not at the dead bottom, but, you know, I mean, its competition is Quest 64 and Yoshi Safari. That might as well be at the bottom, but let's be perfectly honest here. Even Bunny and I were both in agreement. We looked at this list and we said this belongs in C. We were on the same wavelength from second one. Yeah, I think Gartic Phone is cool and fun, but truly depends on the people in the setting. Yeah, and I don't want to play with that audience again. I don't need there to be a bunch of 10-year-olds over here talking about, like, once upon a time, we're going to write a story where somebody ate poop. Gotta get that age restriction up. Oh, you shouldn't ever play with randos. It's fun to play with friends, but you do need to gather friends. That's the problem, though. We don't have enough friends to do that with. This isn't like a channel of, like, 60 people, and we all know each other. I mean, this is a full room for me, personally, so... But yeah, I mean, playing with randos is a different story, but the thing is, the thing is that we can't always choose who's going to show up, and, you know, I'm only going to play Gartic Phone if Bunny or Spider asks for more of it, but I also depend on the two of them showing up whenever they want me to do this. So if anybody recommends, like, we should do Gartic Phone one night, I'm not going to do it soon. I got games to get through. But if we ever had, like, a slow week and they're like, I wanted to see Gartic Phone, okay, but your asses better show the fuck up. Because if you ask for something, you better be there for it. Because I'm going to feel really ticked off if the person who wanted this didn't even show up to play. That would be kind of suckage. There are only so many 9/11 jokes you can take. You like Gartic Phone, but it's very much based on having friends. Who is over here making 9/11 jokes in 25 years after it happened? Is that even a thing people are doing? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why Niji's like, yeah, you shouldn't play with randos. That's the whole thing right there. I do not want to do that. I mean, when we did things like make Charlie Brown into a banana, that was funny. But, you know, somebody coming in here and making paraphernalia of famous 20th century dictators, not funny. I don't want to see like Saddam Hussein or something. That's not funny, didn't laugh. People still do it? Oh my god, really? So yeah, Gartic sticks to C. Argument overturned. Only because the internet's a scary place. Also, it is pretty reliant upon friends. Meanwhile, you can pick up games like Uniracers and you can play by yourself or with a friend. Or if you wanted to play a multiplayer game, there's mods for Doom and Doom 2. Or multiplayer for that, because Zach and I did that. Or 3D World. Phoenix Wright you can play with somebody like Zydrate and I did. So, and Kirby Air Riders definitely has a multiplayer community. So... But I don't normally do a lot of multiplayer games. As I mentioned before, I would prefer just to play with friends and not randos. But if we open up lobbies in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or something like that, we're going to end up with randos. And to be perfectly honest, I'd rather just play with the people who I'm doing the co-hosting with. So if Momo's like, oh, let's play Mario Kart 8. Okay, I'm only wanting to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because Momo wants to play. Everybody else can do whatever they want in it too. But I'm only here because the Peach wants to play with me. Basically that. I think those are all the arguments you have for the list. Okay. Well, I don't think anybody else has anything else to contest here. But everybody who wanted to show up for it had their chance. And everybody who's watching the VOD, it's like, well, you can hate on my list all you want, but go make your own. I don't care. It's no skin off my nose. If you don't like the fact that Metroid's in, like, A tier, or you don't like the fact that Castlevania's down here, that's on you, dude. GG, yep, GG, I think. Because I'm not hearing any more arguments, so I think we can go ahead and lock this one in. Go make your own after playing the games. Yeah, go make your own after playing all the games. Yeah, go play all 42 of these games, random person on the internet who's going to criticize my list. Except Gartic Phone, because you're going to have friends for that one, so if you want to do that, that's fine too, but you're going to have to find friends for that one. The rest of these you can probably single player. Yeah, go do that and then get back to me about your list, and we'll go ahead and compare notes. But until then, I think that's it on that end. I guess we can go ahead and move on.
YouTube, please tell him how wrong he is in the comments below.
Bold of you to assume anybody watches me. Yeah, they could leave a comment. Yeah, they're gonna leave a comment. They're gonna be like, you know, Wario's Woods is stupid. You just show me your butt. And I'll be like, no. No, I'm not showing you my butt. Nobody sees my butt. Hi, YouTube, Momo. Alright, let's go ahead and change gears here. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn down the music for right now, and we'll come back to that. Well, we can leave the music up, it's fine. But yeah, that concludes year 2, I guess. Yeah, just reply with Peach. No, if I reply with Peach, they're gonna think I'm talking about Momo here. Follow and subscribe for more tier lists every year. Once a year. And all the other VOD stuff too. Where I play these games. Or other games that are not these games. With an emoji, yeah. Just an emoji. I'll just give them an emoji like clown face or something. There you go. There's your clown. Let's go ahead and see about changing over here. I know it's a short stream, but it's just a tier list. There's not much to it. It's only going to take like 2 to 3 hours. Now, we'll go ahead and do some more games on Tuesday, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and set up the, I'll set up the point redeem for the new costume challenge. Where, you know what, I could probably do it right now, actually. 1 second, we'll go ahead and do that right now. Let me just go ahead and switch gears here. Just stay with me for a few more minutes. I'll go ahead and put that up right now. Is that emoji copyrighted by Momo? Momo, is that trademarked by you? I'm already trademarking a book. I gotta hear what you're up to. Hang on a second, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and set the redeem right now. I don't know if you're gonna have to refresh though. Let me go ahead and do that before I forget, because I was supposed to do it today. Alright, this is going to be a big one, though. Trademarking emoji, I'm not that rich. Whoops, that's one too many. Alright, here you go. This is going to be the big boy. Let me just go ahead and put it up. I got to go get some pictures, though. Sorry that I'm doing it this way. I just forgot. I really forgot. I was supposed to do it this morning, and I just forgot to do it in time. Let me go ahead and put you and you and you. And you. And there you go. Background color can just be whatever. It can just be random. There you go. Create. Alright, guys. Shit just hit the fan. You might have to refresh for it to pop up, though. Alright, here it is. The last major Kouri contribution community challenge thing for a long while. So after this, we probably won't have any more of these for a long time. Good Nintendo the world. For the whole world? No, Momo? What switches are those? What do you mean switches? What switches? I forget what we're talking about, Momo. What switch? Your keyboard? What, you mean like this? Or did you mean something else? Jazz is refreshing. I'm gonna have to refresh too. Make sure it goes through. Should be there though. Did not pop up? Hang on. Did I forget to like press a button or something to activate it? It might apply next stream. It might. It might. Oh, I forgot to hit start. Okay, I started it. Now it should begin. Alright, there it is. Alright guys, the hunt is on. Time to throw all your money at me. When you were typing the switches inside your keyboard... Oh, it's just my keyboard. I don't have it. I just have a clackety keyboard. It just goes like this. Like so. Everybody's just throwing points at this thing already. Well, yeah, it is a real Kouri. He's going to be a human Kouri. I think I might have mentioned to Momo that there was one more thing I was going to do. And I think I told that to Teddy and Jazz. I don't remember who I told it to. Maybe Bunny as well. I don't remember. Bunch of people. But there is one last form I can take. As for Yuki, we'll wait on human Yuki. You're going to have to give her more food first. She's going to have to grow up before she can get a human form. She's too young. She's a baby. It's a bunny suit. Just kidding. What if it was a bunny suit? What would you do? What would you do if it was actually a bunny suit, Momo? Momo's like, if you're not going to make that a thing, I'm going to commission it to be a thing. Look at Bunny. Bunny's like, no. Please don't. Oh, Neptune. Screenshot. Wait, what? What do you mean wait? Wait for what? Can I draw this? What about drawing Yuki? In fact, don't you have a bunch of other things that you need to do, like your cosplay? Didn't you say you wanted to work on that? And you have other stuff to do? Maybe you should work on taking care of your event first. You got a deadline on that. Or draw Yuki. Yuki doesn't have any art of her. She needs more Yuki art. Don't you want to be the first to draw Yuki art? Look at her. Tell me you don't want to draw her. But, I mean, you can draw whatever you want. I'll keep all the fan art, including what Cell drew me with the GameCube earlier. Yeah, see? You want Yuki to not have art? Okay, but Bunny Kouri is going on the list. Yeah, Yuki needs fan art. I'm surprised nobody's drawn any fan art of Yuki yet. It's like you're not drawing any art of Yuki, the main draw of the channel. That's like having Charlie Brown art but no Snoopy. Like, why would you not do that? Do you have a Yuki reference sheet? I could probably get you one. Yeah. I think I gave it to Bunny too, but I don't want Bunny to have to go through all that searching because that would take her forever. I'll send it to you in a bit. Insert evil dog smirk gif. What, like Muttley? Anyway, I think I'll just be going on my way now, because that's pretty much all we had for the day as a tier list. But yeah, Tuesday we'll come back, and I've already got the schedule for this week planned. Now, we're going to play a really obscure game on the Game Boy. So, Game Boy representation coming up on Tuesday. But, again, we're going to do Pikmin 3 Deluxe on Saturday, for anybody who cares about Pikmin. But Sunday, we're doing Tomodachi Life, Momo. And we're going to fill the island with meme characters and a bunch of goofy-ass video game characters that we've played over the years. Like Steve, the Tulip Boy, and Claire. And maybe we'll put Funky Kong on there, and he can be like, "Hey, dudes. How's it going?" ASMR Funky Kong. That'd be great. Sunday we ballin'. Hell yeah, we're ballin' on Sunday. With that dump truck of Wario's there. Anyway, I'll get going on my end, guys. But yeah, I'll see most of you probably either tonight or sometime this week on Tuesday. Until then, that was a successful list. I'm glad we got through this all. But yeah, see you next time, and as always, I'll see you next adventure. Oh, wait. Do we have anybody we can raid? I think I'd rather raid first. But I don't think I have anybody on my list. Damn. I was about to say, we can't end this without a good raid. I love a good raid. But, I don't think I have anybody on my end. And I don't want to raid somebody who's playing Tomodachi Life, because I'm not spoiling myself. I have avoided every single stream of this game like it's the Matrix and I'm Neo dodging bullets. I do not want to be spoiled on Tomodachi Life. So, if anybody has any raids that we can get into, I don't have anybody going live, and Thionite doesn't go live for another hour and a half. No one here? Yeah, it might just be one of those cases. It's a Sunday. I don't expect, especially Mother's Day, I don't expect much. Alright, we'll just go ahead and conclude instead. Yeah, not anybody suitable. Suitable? What do you mean by suitable? I question Bunny's search history sometimes. I don't think I want to go there. That's a dark road. Wait. Okay, we'll wait for Momo. But yeah, Human Kouri. We'll get there. We already dumped like 8,000 into it, so 4 people donated. So, a charity witch and a mom. Well, I'm not a witch, but I am a dad. I need a username, though, Momo. I cannot raid without username. I don't know who Tiffany is, or if it's only Tiffany. Oh, wait, that's Niji, sorry. The pink is running. I need more. I need another pair of glasses. These prescription glasses ain't shit. Same, I'd also say not suitable because of Tomodachi Life. Yeah, that makes sense. But Niji, who's Tiffany? It's just Tiffany. Lowercase? I assume lowercase Tiffany works, right? Oh, it just uppercase. I hope this is the right person. Anyway, yeah, I think I think Searching for Friends is a good song to leave off on. And I hope this is the right Tiffany, because I have no idea who this Tiffany person is. Alright, it is? Good, good. Alright, we're raiding into one of Niji's picks. Anyway, guys, I'll be back on Tuesday for more. But until then, I'll see you next time, and see you next adventure.